out here?
In
Yep.
spirit and mind.
Yeah.
All right. So does that mean you're just like physically not here? I mean, you could be in Elorath.
I mean, Elorath is a state of mind, and I'm in that state of mind.
It's called panic.
I mean,
Not fighting
physically,
digitally.
no, I am not here.
It is.
You're talking to an AI construct. That's why I got so mad when you were speaking shit about Cortana.
Sorry to hit on your, to fuck up on your girlfriend. I still don't like. Does he have holographic projectors in his hand? How does this work? He just places her places, and it's assumed that there's holographic projectors in the Outrunner place. What the fuck is going on? Is she like hard light? Go ahead, say hard light to me. I'm gonna punch everybody. I swear to God. Like, fucking Halo.
No,
Halo
okay,
storyline was ridiculous. It's a fun game. It's a fun game.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so there are holographic projectors that she can go to, but most of the time it's just like in your visor, because you know, like your heads-up display is like a holographic projector in your visor. No one else sees Cortana unless she's like on these specific holographic projectors, like in the ships and stuff. It's only Master Chief.
So I was watching early Star Trek Next Generation, like season 1 or 2 the other day, and this hologram hands them a piece of paper, and they straight walk outside with it and go hand it to somebody else. And I'm just like, this is not how things work. But at the same time, like they're wishy-washy with the rules of the hologram, and like one of them, the hologram can't walk out. But if you can move that piece of paper out, then is it actually using like physics, like the food replicator does, where it's just assembling molecules, and it's not holograms, but like people, like they're like programmed to look like people, or what? Like, how far does this go? Anyway, yeah. There was also another episode.
I like the Blade Runner hologram, where it's like a projector that
awesome.
is on a rack.
Yeah, that shit was cool. Like, especially when he was outside, it's all like just huge, talking to him and shit. And I'm just like, damn, dude, some crazy shit. Anyway, so speaking of our cool shit, motherfucking, we got a sea elf problem.
That seems like something we have to deal with right there, though.
What, the sea elf problem?
No, the giant white snake flying through the sky.
Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, y'all remember that guy? At least somewhat.
We're gonna have to deal with that eventually.
Right? Is everybody remember that guy?
I remember it. I
I
remember that guy.
Who wants to read?
He's on the. Did you just say he's on the list?
Who wants to read it for me?
Nevik,
you're on the.
Everybody, soon or late, sits down to a banquet of consequences.
Consequences. Isn't that what this is really about, guys? Actions and give and take, right?
So I have a question.
Nope. Cancel.
That was your question.
No,
Yeah.
it seems like a noir, but does this mean the Robert Louis Stevenson quote that we're fixing to go Treasure Island on this mofo?
I mean, how you handle this is up to you guys. All right.
All right, Treasure Island.
You've been escorted around. You've been told that the council members themselves are suspect. And in fact, you've interviewed several of them. If I recollect correctly, which I may or may not, please correct me. Roland here. Lord Roland here is the one who's deceased. He was the eldest of these sea elves.
I just have a gray screen. Okay, there we go.
I'm sorry, is it not loading up, you guys?
I got it.
It's just taking a while.
It's just random picture of a fucking seal. I mean, it's just that's what
In the
I
arms
got
of an angel.
So you would know some things about angels.
Oh.
Hey, we're
Are
correct.
you talking about the bird guy?
I guess
The winged one?
Bird guy. They weren't specific.
We all definitely fucking talked to, so he was real. You didn't hallucinate him, Nevik.
Yeah.
He was real.
I also sliced his throat, yeah. And burned him, partially alive.
Well,
He asked me to do it, though.
I mean, you know.
Is this- Are you trying to like do a confession? Like,
No.
I guess do some like Hail Marys and say
No,
grace?
what? I'm not doing
I
that.
don't know.
I'm not doing that shit. I'm just letting you know that the guy that I might have thought was a hallucination for a while, that you just confirmed was real, asked me to slice his throat and bury him
I mean,
Or
yeah, no,
not bury,
he's
burn him
like,
alive.
he was certainly really
Why
the
would
creation
you
of faith.
tell me this?
I mean, just to keep things into perspective, keep everything clear.
All right, and so we are
Just
seeking.
remember, you're traveling with some Loki monsters.
We are seeking the murderer of
That guy just made me drink poison. Remember?
Lord Roland here, who, what we know of him is. Let me move that screen.
Yo,
that
look
he
at
was
his
the-
fucking calves.
That he was the oldest
No.
fucker, and he died drinking poison that basically had poisoned the entire council. And
He got the swimmer legs, man.
they were alone here. They didn't have access to anyone else, and like I said, the suspicion is on the council members themselves, and thusly you guys have been going around interviewing them. Auntie Nua here is the second eldest, and supposedly when the council goes back into session, the one who will be the leader of the council. Older lady. Y'all went and interviewed her. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Aravan, you went and interviewed him. He, was kind of standoffish. Seemed kind of like, fuck you guys.
Crazy. He seemed kind of crazy. No, he was really polite, what I remember, but he just seemed really weird.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, whatever y'all's guys' suspicions are, yeah. I mean, that's probably a better way to do it. Is how you tell me. What
Okay,
your
it's
suspicions are.
sort of.
Council Aravan. So let's go. Let's go back to it. What do we know about Anthony over here? We'll just recap.
Yeah, the party was held at her house. She's really sick. She still seems to be having some effects from the poison. She was in a separate room from the rest of the council during the meeting. Her potential motive is that she's now in charge, but she also seems to be really sick. She pointed us to potentially Aravan, who we'll get to in a second. But yeah, in general, she's now the senior member of the council. The wine and such was prepared at her house. She was in a separate room of everybody.
All right. And then we'll.
Okay.
Go ahead. If you got anything else about Anthony, add it. Guys, speak up, guys. This
No.
is your campaign, so-
Then we moved to Aravan, who actually reveals that Antonita does not stay separated the entire night, which she failed to mention.
Yeah, that there was a.
There was a second barrel of wine.
Yeah, that they had drank at after the discussions had been had.
Wait, the first barrel, then the second barrel was poison?
Yeah, the second barrel was poison.
Yes, the second barrel of poison.
So
yes.
Aravan revealed that there was in addition to the tradition of being the host being separated and a person coming to visit going in and out discussing their issues privately, that a toast occurred at the end where everyone was present to honor the evening, and that involved breaking open a second casket of wine, and she was within minutes of drinking this, everyone was aggressively sick. And if I remember correctly, you guys had actually one at a time tried this, much to your detriment, depending on your roles.
No, that's not how it happened. No.
Well, not for you, no.
This motherfucker, I was talking about how I was thirsty and we need to get something to drink, and he's like, "Here, drink this," knowing that I'm super thirsty.
I'm a fucking drug addict, and I can't fucking help myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab this motherfucker in the throat because he gave me some bad drugs. He gave me some spike shit.
Also in relation to Aravan, Dallas later on told us that he had recently lost his wife and child to the Sahagin.
So after we spoke to Aravan, who did we speak to?
Dallas.
Why? Because we wanted to speak to because Aravan referred to.
Oh
Dallas
yeah, hold on,
as-
wait. I forgot to mention my most important note. I've just written down here bone collection with timer.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. And this was Aravan.
Yeah, this is for
Also-
Aravan.
Ervin also was the only one that doesn't seem sickly.
He yeah, he had a bone collection.
Right. And he spoke of the reason we went and interviewed Dallas afterwards was because
Irvin said that was really his only friend per se on the council.
all right. So, and when we went and spoke to Dallas, tell me about Council Member Lord Dallas here. What kind of man is he? What is your vibe on him?
I mean, he looks like he's getting over like a bad flu or something like that. So he obviously looks like he's been sick. Also, unlike Erevan, like with my amazing dragon-like perception and of emotions and such,
It's a ring. It's a ring because of your ring. Don't.
Shut up, Nevik. I feel like we're in like a pub talking about this years after. Just, like,
it was a ring.
And Nevik's like, yeah, it's a ring. But anyway, Erevan is full of shit. Got those vibes real easy. And Dallas at least believes with what he's saying. When he was telling us about
Kind of a hefty
Erevan's
guy,
family
out
dying.
of breath, paranoid, man. Was talking about how he had his
That's
own.
what I was gonna say was
He has a
paranoid.
murder wall.
Yeah, that beautiful
He has-
minds
he
wall.
He has his own theories about stuff.
All right. And so after that, did we speak to anyone else?
I think that's where we ended it.
That's where we were
Alright.
going to end. I think we were going
And
to do.
to be clear, this all started when we spoke to the working council member now, who is the the youngest lord of these councils, Lord Theraval. Right.
Oh,
And so, excuse me? I didn't hear that.
sorry.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, I said Theravadalavo.
I mean, whatever you would call him. But this was who sent us out to investigate this crime, right? I'm asking. You tell me.
Do what?
Yes.
Yeah, he sent us out to go check this out because I have absolutely no clue. Because according to them, we're like fugitives, and we've broken some sort of law,
My bad.
or committed some sort of heresy. But
My
they've
bad,
also
guys.
More
They've
heresy
also-
than a law, but yeah.
They're
Wow.
they're lightning McQueening us.
explain,
taken us for-
explain that statement to me.
So
we
when
didn't
lightning,
break up they fucking road. We didn't cause the We're not fixing a mistake
I
we
mean-
caused.
yes, we are. We kind of killed their dragon turtle god.
So we can't make a new.
We didn't kill or cause the death of this council member. We didn't even kill the dragon, the turtle thing, whatever.
Yes, but we are associated with it, and so now we're having to do our penance, and instead of
He
paving
finally
the
got
road,
you to call it a dragon.
I mean, I actually don't mind helping these people out, but you finally got you to call it a dragon. Oh my god, Nevik.
Anyway, we have Quelteth and then Silvery and Faxina, but Silvery and Faxina are usually together. So we were deciding, did we want to take one person or two people next?
All right, so you guys are free to lead this charge and do whatever you'd like. You just let me know.
I think we should talk to Quelteth just because, like, he's the cook dude. Like, he is like the cook, craftsman, whatever. And I mean, maybe he janked up the wine.
He is a chef. This is what you were told by Dallas.
I'll go talk to the chef guy.
Yeah, maybe he'll have some fresh water. For
No,
him.
Nevik's like, chef, you say.
I'm into that thing.
Maybe they'll have fresh water because they can't make pasta with salt water. It doesn't turn out well.
I mean, if you're a
What?
CL shelf, you could.
What?
If you're a
Salt
CL,
water's. You're supposed to use salt water.
What? Yeah, you put salt in the water to make.
Yeah, but
Pasta.
not like ocean level salty.
I mean,
You're supposed to make the water as salty as the ocean.
But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
boil
I
it
mean, no,
in, you
that's-
don't make
that's
it
how
out of
you-
it.
What are you talking about, man? That's you're supposed to make it as salty as the ocean so you can boil your noodles. Like I want crystals to be forming on the edge of my pan when I'm making my noodles.
Talk about homemade pasta. Anyway, let's go talk to Quelteth.
I just
That's
getting
fine.
that.
I want
that
to have to
passeroni
break
ain't
through a
pasta in a
crust.
box.
I want
Don't
to
say
break
nothing
through a
bad
fucking
and
crust of salt to get into my noodles.
So as a Cracker Barrel cook, I never had to cook noodles. We didn't do spaghetti or anything like that. We do have macaroni, but there was a prep cook for that. And other than that, though, I just cooked meat and steak.
What are dumplings other than just noodles?
Gravy is
Really
yeah,
clumpy
yeah.
noodles.
Yeah, gravy
noodles.
noodles basically like flour. That's all basically what it is. So, dog, you want to eat a fucking strand of gravy flour? Sure. I guess. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so here we are. We're in this fucking city place. You guys said you want to go speak to Quelteth.
We go speak to Quelteth.
I mean, this is a group vote.
I know. That's
we
my
don't
vote.
we don't run by eldest council member here, sir.
I imagine Nevik has some questions for this so-called cook.
All right, so you guys.
What's
This
with the
alleged chef.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, assuming you guys are going to do what you've been doing, which is asking the guards where these guys are, and
Hey, where the fuck is this guy
being walked over there to him. Yeah. So I mean, here you see a house that is, pretty long in the sense that it's one story, but it seems to have several rooms. They're all kind of rounded and connected. It definitely looks like some of these are fairly large rooms. It doesn't look like it's in any sort of shambles or anything, but it certainly is not as ornate and wild or intricate as Delis's house was to observe from the outside. Looks like I don't know, I guess like what you would call a mini mansion, but without the second floor, right? Like, what if I took the second floor and just laid it next to the other one, right? But they were all circles. You with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool, knock on that door. Gargak, you got the biggest hands. Use that claw.
Strength check.
Just straight check the door.
Oh God, he's gonna crit and the doors.
He's gonna knock with the. He's knocking with the claw.
Oh, we're good.
Oh, good. All right. So yeah, with a fucking 10, it's a sturdy knock, but not like gonna break this door. Gives it a nice little bang. It takes a minute, and a young woman opens the door and kind of peeks her head out, like kind of shyly. She's like, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Here to see the lord of the house, Queleth.
And may I ask who's calling?
The
We're on a
investigators of
Lord Theraval.
for Lord Theraval.
Yeah.
She kind of looks you up and down and is definitely like, eyebrow raised, like, I don't know about this shit. She looks past you to the guards and, kind of gives them a questioning glance, and one of them, nods at her. She straightens up a little bit, and she's, "A moment. I'll let him know you're here." And she closes the door on you. You stand there for a good 5 to 10 minutes. So if you want to do anything while you're doing that, tell me now, because it's a little awkward. The guards are just
stab Faerunus in the back.
Yeah, the guards are just kind of looking around. It's a little awkward.
Fuck. Stab.
I mean, if you want to do that, you're free to do that. That's the reason I'm asking. If you don't want to do anything, tell me. So
At approximately 6 minutes and 42 seconds, Faerunus is just gonna turn to the rest of the party and it's like, I could blow this door down. This guy's just being a dick at this point. And
No, that's. I mean, maybe he was in the shower, or if he was taking a shit. I mean, you never know, man. We're just gonna bust up into his house. I mean,
He's hiding the evidence.
Wasn't the man just poison?
yeah, that's true too. I felt that poison because of somebody, and I'm just.
I still feel it.
Gargax over there like, you don't understand. I got a wound for life. This is a wound that will never heal. I literally I died a couple of times, and it was easy.
I'll never shit the same.
My chili's gonna hit so much harder.
Yeah.
Why are you being so trigger happy, Faerunus?
So another moment, 2 minutes pass, and the door opens, and it opens, wide, and there before you is this man, who definitely has scars on one side of his face with one white eye, and he is dressed in what looks to be flowing, colorful patterned robes. He's got one kind of wrapped around his arm and his waist. He's definitely exposing a lot of buff chestness, doing this. And he takes a moment. Like definitely looks you all over with that one good eye. The other one still moves, but there's no pupil or anything there. And he, in a deep voice, is like, "Yes,
Yes.
you were sent from Lord Therival."
Why, yes, we were. I don't know if I want to do that same mocking tone, but kind of do.
I mean, that's up to you. I will say, if you don't maintain it, you'll have to roll performance and shit, because he doesn't know what you talk like. But at the same time, he may also get the sense you're just mocking it. So I mean,
Yeah.
you do whatever.
But yeah, we just wanted to talk to you about the night of the incident.
I'm sure you're referring to the murder of Council Roland.
Well, yeah,
Can I offer you anything?
we like to refer to it out in the open as the incident, as not to.
I understand. Can I offer you anything? Would you like to come inside?
You have non-poison drinkables? Would be nice.
He chuckles slightly. Of course. Come. He turns around, like just utterly on you guys, and is walking inside and leaving the door open. Inside the hallway here, it is pretty nice. Like he's got tables that look like they're gilded with flakes of gold and so on.
Somebody else needs to take up this conversation so that I can sneak away and steal some of his knives.
With intricate, what look like kind of exotic sea flowers of some sort on them potted, and there's paintings on the wall. You're walking down this kind of long hallway, and there's two door or passageways are open on the left. Just walking past the first one, you can see that this is there's some sort of preparation going on inside. There's the young lady that answered the door and a couple of other ones that are in there, and they're working on what looks like a loom device of some sort. Moving further in, the second door is closed. It has kind of a circular wooden door. And he's leading you further down the hallway to where it just opens up into this large kind of ballroom style room where there are tables laced on pretty much the sides. Across it, you can see where this continues on to another room. But he walks up to one of these tables and he's like, "I'm afraid I don't have enough chairs here. Here, if you'll pull that one." He kind of just points, at one of these other tables because they're in pairs. And first, let me ask you your names and what can I get you?
I like to say that.
As you wish. I assume you have a name though. As do all of you. Obviously know mine.
I'm Agent Gargak.
But Gargak doesn't speak. Gargak spoke in common.
Yeah.
He is.
And then,
So I'm just assuming someone wants to.
No.
I'll just speak in common.
He is
they're
speaking
1000% right.
common.
yeah, that's what he is speaking common.
Oh, okay, that's odd because up
No,
until now, me
it
and
is.
Nevik had to talk.
It is. And notice he's doing it in this rich, deep voice, like when he's
This
commanding.
booming.
Yeah.
He's got some magic shit going on. He's being translated through magic.
Assume what you wish, but I'm just telling you that for intents and purposes,
I'm
you
good.
can understand
Speak
him,
common.
and he's speaking common to you. He also noticeably left the guards outside.
Right, but he's addressed you, Gargak, in your language.
He said he was Agent
I
Gargak.
call him.
Yeah. Agent. I understand. I've never. I don't mean to be rude, but I've never seen anyone or anything that looks like you. That is quite
I'm built different.
quite the arm you have there. Is it a
Gargak.
device? Looks to be metal. He's leaning forward a little bit, kind of studying it, and with his head tilted to the side because he's obviously got one good eye.
Yeah.
Ah,
I think it's crab.
that's very large crab. You must have had to visit the deeps to find such a thing. He straightens up. He turns his one good eye to Jason, and he says, "I see you and I have something in common. I recognize a human. Tell me, where do you come from?"
I come from I come from Airview, right? I can't remember the specific town.
You're free to make it up. Doesn't matter. call it as you wish. Rat City.
I mean, I don't think I actually named it. Other than I think it was the town, like the main town we started in. Like that's where I was from, because that's where my monastery was.
I'm gonna just respond to him. Main town. I'm from main town.
It's been so long. We've been through so much. We've been through so much. I've died.
So are you gonna say that to him? You're gonna be like, I don't remember.
You don't know the name of your own town.
But
I was more or less trying to justify.
You're totally free to imply that that you do know it. I understand that. Meta-wise, it's been a long time. We played this campaign for like 2 years, so.
I was trying to justify myself to the Twitch viewer.
Oh, I'm recording it this time, but
recording it. Okay.
When I do stream it, I'll stream the recording later. It just runs smoother when I record it ahead of time.
All right. I'll explain to him that's where I'm from, and that
I'm from Maine.
I can edit around all the racism and stuff. So yeah, I'm from Maintown. Okay, I've never heard of such a place. It's been ages since I've seen the topside. And the rest of you, I can't imagine why you would be here. I can see why Therival would find you interesting and of use, but how you got here is surely a story that I would like to hear if you have the time. It's almost like he's interviewing you. He's definitely charming in his, he seems relaxed. Like almost like a professional host or something, right? Yeah, with me, he's talking to you guys.
About that wine, motherfucker.
I mean,
just sitting there fucking buzzing, just like you said you'd give me a drink.
Yeah, Gargak's the only one who's told him his name, and
I guess
I guess it would have been. I meant to be implied that I told him my name was Jason when I was telling him the town I was from.
All right.
And Nevik, not from his town, but
because my identity is linked to the church. I don't have a surname.
Rendis is just gonna be like, I'm not. What's the bother? You're not gonna believe me if I say my name anyway. Just call me whatever you want.
Why would I not believe your name?
This guy says he was a dragon, and it's been this thing that he just keeps going on about.
He seems very confused with this. He certainly doesn't seem of that scale to me.
And that's why nobody ever believes me, so just call me whatever you want to call me.
Was it Freddy? Randy?
Surely,
something I forget.
If you are of dragon descent, there's other ways to prove it than. Certainly, I can't imagine. So tell me, what is this name I would not believe? Oh, you're like, I can barely.
Go ahead, Randy.
I was laughing at what Nevik had said. Like this.
Go ahead, Randy.
Nevik's like the conscience of the group.
Say your name!
My name is Ferendis, and that boy there is my 27-time great-grandson.
Excuse me, I can see why someone would name their son Ferundus. It is a powerful name of ancient, but to declare you are a dragon, do you understand which dragon you are?
Yes, I am me.
Then,
yeah, Randy.
certainly. I'm not sure I can believe such a thing. Hey, let me think. I will ponder, and I will. Before you leave, I'll ask you a question to see if we can prove this or not.
Very well.
All right. And so, my understanding is you're here for the investigation. I'll, of course, cooperate and do the best I can. At that time, one of the young ladies walks in. She definitely seems like kind of timid. He reaches up and he like snaps his finger, and the lady, straight up kind of jumps a little bit and comes over there, and she's like, "Sir," he says, "wine for the lot of us." Of course. Do you all agree?
Well, yeah.
Of course.
Excellent.
Fuck yeah, about time. Better not be poisoned.
He snaps. He snaps.
I'll know if it's poison. If it's poison, I'll cut you.
So are you actually going to say that to him?
Yeah.
Again, after what I've experienced, I would not care to inhibit that particular ingredient once again. So, again,
I'm gonna wait till he drinks it.
how can I help you? Yeah, the lady, runs off. She's like, "Yes, sir," and she goes to retrieve this. It probably takes a minute or two before she comes back and starts distributing.
Okay, wait. You mentioned a particular ingredient.
Yeah, you guys had found the orange flake poison shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
this
but we
guy-
didn't say shit to him about it.
Oh shit! Yeah, again.
Nevic's smart. All right, Nevic, go for him.
Does he have a
Bird dog
drink?
him. Bird dog
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna ask him about the ingredient that.
Well, hold on. Before we get there, she distributes these drinks in these little conch shells that are pretty much exactly like the ones that you guys had found in the
Murder thing.
at
At
scene.
the murder scene, yeah.
Yeah. And he takes them. He nods, smiles at the lady. She seems pleased to have handed out these drinks, and she does so. Though she cautiously does so with Gargak as he tries to pick it up with the claw hand, of course. And after that, she walks off, and he almost immediately takes a sip of this shit. He's just like, yeah. And again, he seems relaxed, calm in tone.
Do a sniff check on that.
Yeah, you're free to do sniff checks on this if you want to do inspection.
Okay, am I gonna have to do a con save to like stop myself from drinking it so
Investigation?
I can question this motherfucker?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. Oh, damn.
Oh, whoops, wrong one.
Mm.
Ignore that. Oh, ignore that. My sniff check was so hard I fucking drank it through my
I
nose.
was about to say, you just snorted some of this shit. And though it burns, it doesn't kill you or make you
Balls! Oh god!
Faerundis, though, casually just kind of, waves this thing like a wine taster would underneath his nose and can pretty much immediately tell this does not have a taint or anything to it. In fact, it's sweetened, but that's about it. If you want to not finish the drink pretty much the moment they hand it to you, beat a 14 on a con save.
Alright, yeah. We got this, man. Fuck,
So this is specifically for Nevik.
Yeah.
Because of Nevik's ghostly urge.
Yeah.
So Nevik got an 8, and so Nevik, you're gonna spend at least the next minute just straight goading this shit, like almost like embarrassingly so, like
God, like spilling it down the side of my fucking.
Snatching other people's fucking drinks, just like, give me that.
Yeah, there's certainly.
You finish that? Oh, thanks, man.
We'll say that when you finish this one, you will have to check again, but to see if you're gonna snatch somebody else's drink. But the Lord here, Quelteth, is seemingly a little bit surprised by that, and he's like, well, if you'd like, I can have a barrel fetched.
I'm just while I'm chugging, can I just give him a thumbs up?
You're free to react to that how you please, though if it involves, you can't do anything that involves using your mouth because it's slurping down fucking wine.
Yeah.
Nevik's about to drown himself in wine.
So
You know
Randy,
this, right? You've just caused
Yes.
the death of Nevik.
This is how the
Randy
earth works, man.
Randy did the sniff test, but he's just gonna go and pass his cup to the guzzling half elf to his side.
All right, so Nevik, yeah, you can't really speak for at least
Maybe
2
call
3
you Randall.
minutes. Yeah.
Dang. I was really looking forward to Nevik questioning this guy.
I mean, he can eventually get to it. I'm just saying that for a couple of minutes,
just
there,
take a
this
breath for a minute
guy's
and then just keep going.
just jacking this shit down like it's the best.
Yeah,
Like, exactly. Like he's just all over this shit. So
What was it
yeah.
that you came to speak this language?
You mean the common tongue from above?
Indeed.
Well, I was once a much more adventurous young man than I am now. And in order to learn some of the things I have for my trade, I've had to venture far. And it wasn't too far before I came above. I listened for several months, passing ships and at docks. Eventually I learned to speak. And eventually I found an old man that was friendly. It was good times for a while.
You just got kind of muffly.
Oh, did I? Sorry about that. He said, he was. Do you want me to do the whole thing again?
It's the last 2 lines.
That he had met a friendly old man, and it was a good time for quite a while.
Gotcha. Interesting. Give us your tale of what happened the night of the last council.
Well, it was a normal meeting. I've attended many of them in my time with the council, and nothing seemed out of sort. No one was perturbed or pitching a fit or anything like that. All was quite pleasant until the second casket was served. It was within minutes after the toast. And Antinua gave a beautiful speech about kinship and trust, and seemingly worthless in the light of what occurred afterwards. And yes, I recall drinking maybe 2-3 mouthfuls and felt this horrible tremble in my belly and my nerves, and I grew cold. Next thing I knew, I was awake in my own bed, being tended to by my maids. It was quite unpleasant, to say the least. Even more unpleasant when Lord Therivold delivered the news of what had happened to poor Roland.
So it sounds like you believe that Antinua betrayed faith with the council, and you believe that she is the one that poisoned the members.
I don't want to throw any accusations, but she's clearly the only one who would gain from Roland's demise.
Hey,
Nevik finally puts down the second
puts
glass.
down the cup.
Is like gasping, definitely kind of nauseous. Certainly kind of drunk.
You mentioned ingredient.
Yeah, I can translate. You mentioned you didn't want any more of the ingredient, but we only just now discovered that this ingredient was, like, we've just discovered this quite recently. How did you know that what ingredient was already used?
Well, it's the only ingredient I know of, at least locally, that would cause such a reaction. And in small doses, used properly, it can produce quite an exotic taste, but any quantity larger than 2 or 3 milligrams and served in such capacity is sure to have a horrible reaction.
You guys are on the metric system.
I was thinking.
Great.
What kind of shit? What is? Are
Of
there any
course,
others?
fish people don't use yeehaw units.
Are there any others? What do you thought he doesn't?
Wait, what do you mean? What?
Yeah, he's on the metric system, of course. He just told you he was a man of the globe.
Anyway, so is there anyone else who'd readily have this knowledge around town? Like, is there anybody that would also know this aside from you? Just how obvious it would be that this plant would cause harm?
Well, most know it to be a harmful plant and avoid it as such. Only very skilled chefs should even begin to gather such a thing. Even the act of gathering this can be harmful. It flakes. It's a very flaky growth, like a reef. And if you are not prepared, you can poison yourself quite easily. That's how I knew what it was. I've felt this before.
What kind of role would it be, or would it just be like a pure charisma check if I'm asking him, like, okay, now aside from obviously your great hands as a chef, are there any others that you know of that would be able to harvest this plant with any real ease?
I mean, if you need to do it with a charisma check, are you trying to persuade him to reveal what? I mean, you can just ask him that.
Just kind of trying to butter him up a little bit.
Okay, well then that's definitely a persuasion.
Yeah, besides your great skilled hands.
Yeah, besides your awesome hands.
So I mean, you deliver the line, but it's definitely not very impactful.
Yeah.
But he responds in kind. He's like, well, there are a few amateur chefs around town that could claim to be able to do such a thing, but I have never seen them actually use the ingredient and are claimed to do such. Most avoid it, as they rightfully should. That said, it grows fairly freely on the southern rocks, and could be used by any member who intended to poison one. Though I wouldn't believe to do such a thing. If they did, they would break their reputation in such a way. And who in their right mind would add it to wine? It would dissolve in such a way that any sip would make you just horribly ill. And I believe that's, of course, what killed Lord Roland. His age, in this combination of this poison, he couldn't endure. Any higher levels, and we might have all died.
Dun, dun. Somebody was trying to kill the council.
He definitely seems like concerned with that state. Like, yeah, a little bit concerned there when he says that.
Was the cask already tapped when it was brought in?
He like closes his both eyes and puts his little webbed fingers up to his like temples for a minute, and he's like, I think so. I believe so. It wasn't something I paid a lot of attention to. You see, I've been to dozens and dozens of these events. I've hosted several myself. It's not a thing of suspicion. Do you understand?
Well, it is now.
True, unfortunately. And apparently our only hope as outsiders is claimed that someone on the council could do such a thing. We are elected for our honorable positions within the eyes of the town, the city itself.
I'm gonna ask one more. I got one more question for you. Then I'm gonna turn it over to my partner here, Agent Gargak, and his assistant, Officer Jason.
I'm the assistant.
Who's good cop?
Look at the size is a difference, man. Yeah.
Also,
Gargak has yet to out wrestle me. I want this to be clear. I've beat Gargak in every single wrestling competition we've had.
I also would like to say, as a man who's married to a smaller woman, man, it don't matter who's little spoon or big spoon. Sometimes that little spoon's in charge, dog. I'm telling you. Like, she bites you.
Yeah, this is just asking, it's like, did you make the wine that was served at the party?
I did not, though it could have been purchased from one of my stores. It did not taste like mine. If someone did purchase it outside of the...
Of course it didn't taste like yours. It was poisoned.
Well, he, continues on to tell you that whoever did this sweetened it.
Sweetened the wine.
Well beyond that which I would do. Now, you guys have drank some, or at least tasted some of this other wine, and you currently...
I've chugged some of it, yeah. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, currently Nevik has chugged a lot of the
Everyone
wine
knows the best wine has antifreeze in it.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is that just for, your brain and words, is that, you had went to the crime scene and tasted the wine that was there. And you have now been presented with wine here.
And can we, are any of us...
That's some investigation rolls right there, is what it sounds like to me, bro.
I'll see what I can,
Oh, let me see here.
Nice.
I'm proficient in investigation, so if I roll less than
9... He's just automatic 21.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
Devin
it's
just-
26.
Yeah, it is. If he's
What was
proficient in
it?
it,
What-
it
what-
is.
what was
It's only
it?
plus 4, so it'd be automatic 14.
So anything that's less than, yeah, okay, what was it? Anything that's less than 10 or whatever it was becomes 10. I forget what this statement was for it.
20. So
No, it's anything D20. You roll of 9 or lower as a 10, so it becomes 10 if I roll lower than a 9, which I did. So it's a 14 instead of an 8.
Okay, all right, but yeah, 26 and 20 definitely beat all these things. So though
No.
you know, half of you can't tell, you know.
Well, I'm
the-
sort of drunk, so
the difference, the difference in the sweetness. The other half of you can pinpoint that the wine he's presenting you now, certainly it isn't as syrupy or as sweet as the wine you had tasted that was poisoned. And you're not, you know.
why would we taste poison wine?
Jason, the only
That
one
was
of
the
you,
stupidest fucking thing.
out of the two of you, Jason is pretty much certain that the reason for this is, you know, sugar. Like it doesn't taste. He doesn't think it's the poison. Like he definitely feels like someone has added more, like at least what you know, tastes like sugar to this.
Sweetener.
I mean, with a 26 roll, he definitely gets it. You know what I'm saying?
all right.
I can tell all the individual differences in herbal notes in each
Pretty much. Yeah.
wine.
Yeah. He's like, this grape was grown in the fucking southern season during the warm waters. You know, like yeah, like.
How did you get your hands on Smurf berries of this quality?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. I'll never reveal my secrets.
It's Agent Gargak and Officer Jason's time to.
Okay. Since it's my turn to ask
It's
questions,
a good cop, bad
Unless-
cop situation.
unless
It is-
Gargak has some questions he wants to go ahead with.
Go ahead, Deputy.
Deputy.
No, I'm deputy. What the I was assistant. Now I'm deputy. What the fuck?
Yeah, but the deputy's the best because they may shoot the sheriff, but they don't shoot the deputy.
Okay. Have you noticed any radical policy changes in any of your
Fellow council member.
fellow council members?
Perhaps, well, Jealous has always been a little wishy-washy. He's, you know, pretty easily influenced. And Erevan has quite recently been advocating for expansion and invasion of the Zahagan lands. It's dangerous. I understand his reasoning, but I also don't think it would be justified, the losses when we see them. I don't think he has the long run in mind, but for eons before, well, decades, he and his family have long advocated for peace and maintaining of the walls. You do understand what expansion implies for us.
War with the Sahagan.
Exactly, a return to old ways. Once this cavern was cleared and we built the city, then I personally never found any reason for expansion, but over time, more families were born and grown. And there, again, I see his reasoning, but I think if we structure our system a little bit and maintain the birth rate at a certain lower level, there will be no needs. Because if we break down the wall to expand our lands, then there will be nothing to defend us from the outside.
Can I make an earnest? Can I make an
have
earnest?
to maintain an army. Go ahead.
Can I make an earnestness check, like basically like the insight with a ring of, to see if like he's.
You can do an insight check to see if he thinks he's telling the truth. Is that what we're trying to go at?
Yeah. And in this case, I'm just like, is he actually saying all this in earnest that he's like against expansionalism?
So was that charisma save? I mean, he's definitely believes what he's saying. Like he seems
Okay.
concerned about that because he believes, the idea of him coming here and clearing out the fucking cavern to begin with was to build this city. And then once it's built, like there now we got people, decades later, they're like, all right, so we kind of got like a population issue going on, and we need to like cut a hole in the wall over there and fucking go make some more city. And they're like, yeah, it's a bad idea, So that's what they're doing because this city is encompassed like in a large like cavern kind of deal.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make eye contact with Jason and just like nod my head, like, and let him continue the interview.
You're
doing
old
good.
Man,
You're doing good, deputy.
Your old man Beirundus gives you a bizarre nod.
You know what that nod means.
He may be hitting on you.
Hold on. I'll see if I know what that means. Well, let me see if I can
The insight check. On that
interpret what he's saying to me. Yeah. Come on, roll.
shit. You can do it, Avery. We believe in you.
You know exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, so yeah, I do understand.
All right.
I was really hoping to roll a 1, and so I'd just be like, it's like, why are you hitting on me right now?
Even weirder every time. Every time I look at that guy, he's getting even weirder. First I'm a dragon, now he's hitting on me. What the fuck?
You definitely know.
Do you
what
think
I'm
it's really appropriate here to hit on me?
Call me Dragon Daddy. Wink.
saying. Oh, God.
Become that campaign.
I'm gonna change every single online handle that I have to that.
Oh, there you go. You're welcome.
Fucking call me Dragon Daddy.
Yep. There you go, guys.
Adam, you should be charging $120 a session.
$120. This is pure. Yep, you're welcome.
Yeah, I think that'd be hella marketable. I think I could get like a deal with fucking baddragon.com.
They probably already got it like printed out on like fucking horse dildos and shit. Like God knows.
Yeah.
They get creative.
Jason understands. I'm like, no, he's truthin'.
He gets the truth, the nod, the truth nod.
Okay, so all right, my next question is I mean, we basically covered everything that I would want to ask.
Did you say they had a population problem?
That's what was implied when he was talking about the.
Yeah, man, can I get some of this wine to go?
I can't say I can let my china go. If you have a vessel to hold it in, perhaps.
No, I mean, look at me, man.
Have you?
I am the
visited
vessel. What do you mean?
Have you have you visited the shop?
I got no money, man.
Ah, well, perhaps I can.
Communist utopia, where everything's free.
And, he certainly is not implying it's free, but
Damn it!
yeah, there seems a bit of a disappointment in his face when he says you don't have any money.
Got no money, man.
But he definitely is like, well, if you have something to carry it, and I can have one of my maids fill it before you leave. But I'm afraid I can't offer you free items from our store. Do understand I have a family to feed.
Man, I got 5 kids to feed.
This house is nice, isn't it?
It's fairly nice inside. Yeah, it doesn't really appear like grand outside. Like I said, it's all single story, but like it's been pretty nice inside. Almost like kept very meticulous, and so on. And the house itself definitely continues on, but he only brought you to like the 3rd room in.
Yeah, I think we got some good information from this guy.
And like the room you're in is almost like a ballroom kind of deal. Like it's kind of similar to what the other guy had. It certainly seems like just from being in a couple of these people's houses that there are
Fucking
areas.
plantation house, isn't it?
Say it again.
It's a fucking plantation house, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you can call it that if you want. If it's easier.
Plantation houses have 2 stories.
But they are. It certainly seems that there are elements in these houses that are built to host. Like the house itself is, seemingly involved in the way the ceremony works, right? Like that's what just from the structure and the places you've seen so far. because Delis had a similar circular room, but his also had the murder wall, as you guys have called it, in there, and several tables that were laid out, and with books and shit.
Yeah, I mean it's very Victorian-esque in that everybody has a parlor, sort of.
Also, where did we have Nevik sneak off and actually found some of this stuff?
I don't think Nevik hasn't snuck off.
Yeah, I mean, in one of these houses, I think that was.
Yeah, in the other
Arabian.
one.
That was an Arabian.
And the other one.
Yeah, in
That
one
he
of these
found like the
houses,
bones and shit.
they were going around, sneaking around him.
Yep, that was Arabian.
Yeah, but he certainly spied a lot of. This guy Queltet certainly seems to knows a lot about the.
I assume my thirst is quenched for a little while.
Like,
So
He's big different from all the other ones.
Yeah, you rolled 16.
I feel great, guys.
Yeah, you're like a
That's
little
the
drunk.
coolest dude.
That's really, he's cool and good in my book, guys.
We're just gonna write you off, man. You're no longer on the list.
Get me
Let's
drunk.
go investigate some other guy.
Don't worry about it. I got
Just drunk ass epic way. Alright, you're good. I appreciate you, man.
As another question for Quelteth.
I wish I
Because
could
like
drug less with her.
he's just sitting over here thinking about it. So, do you mean that this poison, the younger you are, the more resistant you are to it?
Seemingly so. I've personally never performed such an experiment.
Yeah, that seems sort of horrible, man. Why would you do that?
I already asked the guy if he did it, and he seemed
thought
to
you were
be
cool,
telling
bro.
the truth to me. So
No. I mean, but Fayrindus is just gonna like have a sidebar with Jason Cook. It's like, no. But if somebody who was younger was wanting to get to the top of the council, you use an age-dependent
Kill all the
poison.
old people.
You kill the old people.
Oh wait, can I do like a
And-
performance check to see how loud I say that? Because I'm trying to whisper while drunk.
Yes, you must. We're gonna set that at like a 15.
If you plan to kill the old people, and it's like they killed Roland. Antonuus has a half a foot in both worlds.
Even though I think he was a
And-
base 21.
Yeah, but they-
anyway.
yeah, but Erebin seemed less worse for wear than all of the ones we've. I mean, this guy doesn't seem too super fucked up either, right?
No,
Performance,
he certainly
Nice.
seems.
I am
like said,
whispering. I'm whispering.
He seems like a spring chicken too. So
he's certainly not as old. He's probably for human standard, I'd say like mid 30s, maybe early 40s. He's
he's like
healthy, though.
150 years old.
Yeah, in Elven world, yeah, he's fairly old, like by your standards. I'm just going like off physical appearance, but he certainly seems healthy. Like I said, he's broad chested. He's he moves a bit slowly, and that may just be his mannerisms. Maybe that he's recovering, but it's certainly notably that he walks calmly, moves calmly. There's not a lot of like action, but he certainly is built like he could fucking wield a trident and kill people if he wanted.
Like,
Yeah.
out of character, I really just want to usurp these people and prop up a fucking dictatorship real quick so we can get over with this.
I mean,
There is a power vacuum.
you guys can do what you want here. Yeah, I'm not here to stop you. Okay.
As Jason, I know I can't do that because that'd be some real
Oh,
evil
but you
shit
just
to
you
do.
just say the word though, and I'll start stabbing motherfuckers.
Devik's already prepping. He's like over there just feeling one hand over the nub knife. He's like,
Fayrindus telling Jason to just be like, it's like this guy's fairly young, but it's like, and maybe the reason Erevan wasn't sick is because he didn't drink as much. He knew not to drink as much because he poisoned it, but he poisoned it with a poison that was statistically likely to kill the two people he needed to kill to become the head of the council. He succeeded in one, and the other one's still touch and go. I mean, I'm just saying, if we're talking about an age-dependent poison, Erevan's still kind of looking like a snake.
I mean, I was thinking he was a body snatcher. He just seemed weird.
We still have
There
two
is
more
one of those on the loose though.
We think. We
Body
don't know that.
snatcher on the loose.
We've just been told that, man. We don't know that. And we've been told by one guy.
No, we've been told by two. One guy we didn't even bring it up about. Remember, and that was the guy you guys think is sus as well.
Right, but we also know that his family was like stolen by those things, so like he has an axe to grind against him.
I couldn't hear that, Fairness.
What?
Something about literally, figuratively, and literally. I believe is what he said.
It's figurative and literal axe to grind with him.
Literal axe?
Uh,
Did he have an axe?
So-
Go ahead.
so like, even him having like a radical change in policy really isn't that like strange, because he's just dealing with grief, man. He's at the anger part of the 7 stages. He's trying to go after the Sahagin. It seems like that's why he wants to expand, because he wants the war.
Hey, Renus is going to turn back to Jason. It's like, trust me, I'm very well aware of what anger and grief can make you do. And so, yes, it may be a massive policy shift, but also, that anger and grief can make you do some messed up shit, including killing your elders.
You don't get a vote.
Actually,
you don't get a vote.
if you
You vote
if
for
you
me,
are
you don't get a
who,
vote.
actually, if you are who you claim you are, I mean, I don't think that anyone who's like near lifeless, like a like not lifeless, but timeless, like a dragon, would understand like the grief of a human or someone who's like super finite in their time on this planet. I don't know, man. Like you have a lot of time to deal with the shit that you would have gone through, as opposed to like I maybe got like 15 years left, if that.
We're already dead.
Oh yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Let me just snap that back for you, Jason.
Like, you're already dead.
That missing eye has done some shit to you, man. You
No,
deserve
man,
it.
like-
yes, oh,
These shit-
yes.
Okay,
clearly,
you're-
man.
I don't know. I just personally think that timeless beings like grief and how they would deal with it would be a totally different
So
Oh, yeah.
one of the
experience to
wisest,
someone
He
who
didn't get a vote on
is
who's guilty because he fucking poisoned.
one of the wisest statements I've ever heard about grief was from Keanu Reeves, where he said, "Grief never goes away; it only changes shape."
Yes.
And as someone who has personally lost like a number of people in my life, I can that confirm. Sadly,
Definitely.
Right, but like, what is he grieving for, man? He's the one who caused the death of all of his dragon friends.
Yeah, but it caused the death of the changeling I loved.
Oh, maybe she's the one that's down here fucking with these people.
Oh no, she dead.
I mean, we're
We're
dead.
We are too.
We did. She dead, we dead. That's all right.
Anyway, are we done with this guy?
Yeah, I don't really
Oh yeah,
know.
we're still in his house. I appreciate
We're
the
just
drink.
we're just huddling
Yeah,
in
y'all
the room,
sidelined
just
for a minute,
formed
yeah.
a huddle.
yeah. And though he's like,
Alright.
yeah, during this while you're doing this, he certainly like leans back and doesn't seem like too annoyed. He just seems kind of amused at best, and he's just like, I guess this is how it works. Like, I'm not an investigator. I've never been investigated.
I've never investigated. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know what.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and he's just like, so can I get you anything else? Or something to eat, perhaps.
I mean, to be fair, Nevik's usually on the other side of this too.
I've personally never seen spirits and or some beings as yourself, though I recognize what you are. So I'm not sure what you would eat.
I mean, I don't know if I
Literally.
Do we eat? Do we eat? I haven't eaten since you got
I
down
don't-
here.
I don't think I have either. So
I've been really thirsty.
I think we can.
Yeah, I
think we
appreciate
can
that
eat.
wine.
Yeah,
and
so
that
yeah,
wine
to be
is so
clear,
good.
the way this works is you can eat, but though unless that's your like ghost urge, that it's not really a concern for you. Like really, when you become that spirit form, what your urge is driving you, right? It's like you get hungry now, that's what's driving you, right? Like,
Oh shit! And we're made of like ghost scoops. So like while Nevik's getting drunk on wine, he's like turning like rosy colored.
yeah, you get to at least see it run through him a little bit and stuff. Yeah, your guys all mildly transparent, and they don't seem shocked by this, at least for the most part. But there's definitely a lot of people, the ones you've spoken to, that are just like, I've never, met anyone like you. I'm aware of it, but I've never.
I'm
seen
good
it.
on food. that wine hit the spot. I appreciate it.
Which, in the implication where Bayren told you have to go on this ghost walk, it certainly implies that you were off the path, because the people that are here are just like, what? Like, what are you guys doing? Right? Just for your meta game brain.
No, I get it. We've totally fucking deviated.
Whoops. Sorry, guys.
It's like I said,
Ghost walk.
what was it that JB said at the beginning? He said, I'm ready to get that Airbnb feeling, and I'm like, yeah, you mean desperation? Like,
All right, so I guess we'll
Go
we'll
investigate
go
some more
talk to
people,
the
or we're just gonna go kill that one guy.
go
That
talk to the
dragon
twins.
guy.
I guess.
give me another performance check, Nevik.
uh,
You drunk?
Please roll in. Well, I mean, he's like proficient in performance, right? So like he
I
can't.
just know
No.
you do it.
He's
no,
gonna
I am not. I am
Oh,
not
you're
proficient.
Well,
No.
also think Adam's rule is that like if you even if he's like gets the plus bonus, then if he gets a nat 1, it's still a nat 1.
Yeah, that's true too. So you're not proficient, so that doesn't become anything else. It's just an 11 flat
No.
out. All right, so
No.
you do say
I'm
that out
proficient
loud.
in persuasion and deception, but
All right, so you do say that out loud, kind of drunk, about let's go kill someone.
yeah. Are you gonna go kill that guy that we think it is?
Certainly, he seems, So first off, as I'm aware, Gargak is the only one standing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just so I make sure in my head what's going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he kind of cocks his head a little bit and raises his brow over that wide eye of his, and he's like, I'm afraid I can't advocate for violence against anyone. Looking at Nevik with concern.
He's just drunk. Don't.
It's just a phrase, man. Kill, capture, go get, grab.
It's a colloquialism. You're not from where I'm from. You
Yeah,
wouldn't
okay.
understand. It's it's
As
kind
you-
of like when they say "fuck you" in New York. It really
Yeah,
means I love
It
you.
really means, hey, yeah,
I'm
how you do.
afraid I've never heard such a thing.
How
I'll
you do?
take your word for it. I'll be sure to speak to the guards when you leave. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, not speaking to those guards when we leave.
Well, I'm afraid I can't let such a thing slip by. I mean, if you want to do that, you can try to roll persuasion.
Okay.
I will say
proficient.
disadvantage on it because you're drunk.
Excuse me. I feel like you become way more persuasive when you're drunk.
You may feel that while you're drunk, but the people who are not drunk may not feel that.
Oh,
So you're pretty persuasive, and he's like, well, if it was in jest, certainly.
yeah. Yeah, man. I'm just.
So after
I'm
that, after he waits a second, basically, to see if anybody else needs anything, he's going to turn to Fayrandis, and he says, so I promised you a question. If you are who you say you are, then you will certainly know the elegy of the First World.
I am aware.
Then prove this.
The whole thing?
Do it, Dragon Boy.
Perhaps a
Prove it.
perhaps a phrase or two. It is quite lengthy, I understand. But certainly,
Breathe dragons, sing of the first world, forged out of chaos and painted with beauty. Sing of Bahamut the Platinum, molding the shape of the mountains and rivers. Sing too of Chromatic Tiamat, painting all over the infinite
he
canvas.
raises his hand and he's like, "That's quite enough. You speak it as if you know this well." It is an ancient
Oh, I'm
document in our
gonna
lore.
snap my fingers like it was beat poetry or something. Like,
Give me that disadvantage performance check. So after you get a couple of these, say these, he definitely kind of seems shocked. As he holds his hand up and he's like,
oh,
Nevik. Oh, Nevik. Okay, so you're actually going to break the cup that you're holding. Smash it across the floor. Just straight up. Like while you're trying, like you go to start doing the beat with your hand, but you're still holding the cup because you're drunk and you like fling it on the ground. The guy, though he hears that, he doesn't really acknowledge it because he's looking back at Ferrandis with a bit of like surprise, and so he's like, this is is kind of stumbling on his words a little bit, and he's like, amongst my people, this is ancient lore. Where have you read such a thing? Were you taught this on the lands above?
I'm assuming it's like
So
out of
this is something.
Nah, that's some of my emo poetry I wrote.
No,
when I was
so
in, like,
to be
high
clear, no.
school.
Let me correct this meta-wise so that Ferrandis understands. This is a poem that his wife wrote when they were in form, like when he was a dragon and when she was
Gotcha.
a changeling. Like he understands
Okay.
and knows this poem that well because it was written by her.
Gotcha. Okay, back into context, and it's like, I didn't read this recorded anywhere. She that I loved wrote this many, many years ago.
I'm surprised, and you've wandered the Underdark this entire time.
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. As I was dying and Shiar was dying, we kind of both blessed ourselves into my axe.
And
Which is
this now is the company you keep. If you're
Well-
here, certainly Shire's here as well. Then I don't understand.
Let me briefly recap the rest of the story, and maybe you'll have a better understanding. And so we were trapped in this axe all this time, or at least I believed we were trapped in this axe, because I was not aware of her in this axe, but I wasn't aware if she was aware of me, of our spirits both in this axe. But this axe passed along many hands, and then this party of motley fools you see here were traveling, and this young half-orc here came upon it, and I immediately knew that he was of my blood, and so my axe is...
Definitely needs a persuasion roll on that because he's going to look over at Gargak and he is just like, I don't know, man. You look pretty like a human.
I don't see that. I don't see that.
Now I believe you were a dragon, and this guy has a crab arm and is literally like.
And is green.
Yeah.
sorry about your cup.
No, so he's like, okay.
Then these fools were fighting to keep from Asarak's return, and they died.
Whoa. Let's pause there. Asarak, of the Chaos Lord of the Past, is this what you're speaking madness?
No, that actually happened.
Yeah, no, saw it with my own eyes. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Right.
was there actually I stabbed him a couple times.
Gargak, can you confer?
What is that? Evasion?
I
don't
think you
so.
punched him, didn't you?
What? No.
Gargak was the last man standing.
Yeah, didn't you punch Asarak or something?
I don't
Okay,
think so.
I have expertise in persuasion, so was that like advantage or what? Is that just my reliable talent?
Yeah, I think
Shit.
it's just a base whatever reliable talent.
Bam!
Yeah.
Is there?
The
Totally
old
there.
man-
Happened.
The old man wasn't there, but
He's
like,
speaking the he's speaking the truth.
that
I mean,
happened.
the axe was there,
So
but
he like he kind of puts his head down in his hand like straight Picard temple palm for a minute there, and he's just like okay, and
Things.
you've spoken to Therival about this.
No,
did
we
we?
told him about the other evil guy that came back from the dead, Gar.
oh yeah, he's back too. Yeah.
Whoa.
Saw him, fought him, took the trident for a minute. That was cool. But
So,
then
You're telling me that after assumingly being killed by an ancient lord of chaos and resurrecting the great Fabrundus, you have also ran into Gar, the Earth Shatterer.
Yeah,
Hey man, things have
great
gotten real
devourer.
wild. Since
yeah, he did move the earth a little bit there, but
I will say it's
we
been
stabbed him.
many a year since I have left our domain. I do not hunt like I did in the past, but what you speak of is dark
just
and
still sipping on somebody's drink.
concerning and certainly of great precedence than this investigation.
yeah. I'm not sure why I'm alive. But basically, after they died and came into the Ghost Walk, I was just suddenly with them.
No, man, we're gonna help
And
you guys out with you.
My
Well,
Shiar was nowhere to be found. So
Though I am of the sea and it is our belief that we return to the waters, I don't believe you are alive, friend.
Anyway, we're taking time out of our busy schedule in order to help you guys. It's fine. It's fine. We've got all the time in the world.
And what is your
I mean, honestly, we're already dead. What else is
your
gonna?
intention after this? Are you to stay with us?
No, probably not.
Nah, we're
Uh,
gonna keep on heading
so
towards our final destination.
what's the city's name again, guys?
So you are
Somebody
on,
knows it. Somebody
you are
knows it.
on the Ghost Walk, on the path to Manifest.
Sure,
Yes.
that's it. Yep,
It's a city called Manifest. Okay, yeah.
I
Yes,
know.
we're
Yeah.
on our way to manifest.
And how will you cross the seas if Gar the Devourer is hunting you, as you say?
Oh yeah, he
We'll-
literally
oh,
made
no,
the
we'll
sea
do it the
itself
same way
hunt
we
us.
always
So.
do. We'll do it the same way we always do it, man. We'll fucking beat him until he changes his fucking ideals.
I mean, we tried that and it didn't sort of work, but we'll
Yeah,
get
yeah,
another
if-
shot. We'll get another
If
shot.
this
I don't
is
care.
Gar
We tried to
Wilhelm,
whip.
he is a demigod, and we're all doomed.
I've got the power of
Expansion
anime
and
on my side.
I don't know what god you speak of in this anime, but surely I hope she is powerful.
Who is this anime?
Who is Anne May? And what does she know?
He just rolls with it. Yeah, exactly. He just rolls with it and just tells you he hopes your god anime is fucking powerful.
yeah, but that's our story and that's my story, and I've been in an axe for
So he doesn't believe
Yeah.
like all of it, but like the
You
part where
don't-
you're like Gargak is my like great grandson, but he's certainly is definitely concerned, and he's like, well, it's a precedent that we bring the council together.
That's why
Oh
we're
yeah,
trying to
that
figure
would
out this
honestly
murder
that would
for-
kill a lot of birds with one stone if we could just bring all you guys together in one room and
and
see
that
who
that's what
wants
we
to,
should do.
Yeah, wants to murder who. Let's bring them all together.
Well,
All right,
Give us
first
enough-
off, as your DM, I'm not about to role play 8 people in a fucking room. I'm
Bullshit.
sorry.
Bullshit. That's exactly what you're about to do.
That's a
Fucking
That's
$120 an
crap,
hour.
dude. I just have to let you know that's how all murder mystery ends, where we get them all together in a room and then we make our accusations.
We had to bring him to
Did
Antinua. She's
Did
not
you never
walking,
watch
so-
the movie Clue?
Unfortunately, no. I think I played the board.
It's so
game a
good,
couple
dude.
of
It's so
times.
good, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Christopher Lloyd's in it.
That's cool. I mean, I'm definitely aware of murder mysteries and what they are, but yeah, I played a couple of those games.
Tim Curry. I mean, come on.
As the butler, I think I've seen that.
Is the butler? Yeah, that's.
Yeah, and maybe
that's
I have
Clue.
Seen that. Yeah, I think I've seen that. Maybe I've seen a lot of.
It had like
a lot-
6
a
different
lot of
endings.
wild,
or
like
some
USA
shit.
tie. Yeah, a lot of USA movies and shit. So there's no telling. Anyway, like I said, you'll have to bring him to Antinua. She's not walking. We have to have, and there's still 2 sisters you haven't spoken to either.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, she's not walking, which is convenient because you always bring them back together at the scene of the crime.
But there you go. You guys do as you please.
I mean, do we want to convene the council? Or do we want to talk to the other? Do we want to say, okay, let's convene a meeting for first light tomorrow after we talk to these other 2 peoples?
I mean, you're still sitting in the fucking like banquet hall here of Queltet.
Yeah,
So whatever you want to do, that's up to you.
This house big enough. We could step aside.
But he's just like, definitely like, thinks that the raising of lords is definitely of more concern. And like when you guys had spoke to Theraval about this, he definitely was like, yeah, we got to get the council together, and the only way we're going to do that is figure out who killed these fucking people, right? And then that's why you're on the investigation from the get-go, basically.
you know what? Fuck it, I got Dragon Balls.
And he's
All
like,
I'm up.
if you can help me, if you can help
I've
me,
got
you can help me."
dragon.
Right.
5 more, we can make a wish.
But yeah,
That hurt me. That hurt me on the inside.
If y'all want to get them, if y'all want to get them together and make your accusations and be like, this is who we think it is or whatever, like go for it, dude. Like if y'all want to play it like Clue and be like, this guy killed this guy with this, in this area or whatever it is that they do on Clue, right?
Exactly. I believe it was Colonel Mustard.
I
He
don't-
studied-
I still don't have, like,
they
a
give
clear-
it they give it the weapon, the name, and the
No,
location.
it was Miss Scarlet in the library with the rope.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I need. Okay,
Like,
that's what I'll say. I said if you're gonna set up a council meeting and make me like be everybody at once, which I guess I'll pull it off. But
We got 8 different hats.
yeah, right. I mean, I need more hats. I really should put on hats. That would help. Yeah.
That's why I suggested, I know what Jason's saying, but that's why I suggested, like, we have him call a council meeting for the next day, and we go talk to the other 2 people, and then we can, like, briefly discuss before we make our accusation.
But yeah, that's good. That's what I'm gonna want though from you guys is this basic Clue events of who, where, and how, right?
This person knew how to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's only one person that had, like, the real ability, in my opinion, and that would have been the hostess.
So first off, in order to convene a council thing, you need to go convince fucking Theraval to do
Okay,
it.
we need to go convene by ourselves and discuss shit. Cause
Yeah.
you're talking about the hostess and like, okay, I'm thinking that it was the fucking guy.
Before we get into that, are you guys gonna walk out of Queltet's house?
Yes.
Yes, we'll
Okay.
leave his house
All
before
right.
we...
I bid you guys farewell. Good luck on your investigation. If I can be of any further assistance, let me know. All right. Are you just gonna talk
I'll
in
come
the
back
streets?
for the wine, man. It's good time.
Look, all I'm saying, Nevik, is that something smells fishy here.
Oh, is that a fucking sea elf joke? That's racist. That's so racist.
Are we gonna have to cut that one out?
One of the guards just tightens his grip on his trident.
I said it in common. He can't. What do you mean?
You're just like I feel racism in the water.
So that's racist.
I could sense.
He just knows fishy. That's the only common.
God damn it. We call that like every fucking guy's like this fucking pirates.
Ah, you fishy boy.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
one person has the knowledge, or well, maybe one person has the knowledge, but he seems to honestly believe there are other people who could potentially do it. And the wine obviously wasn't his. They added too much sugar. I don't see how Antonua gets off on almost killing herself, unless it's a really good like double conception play. Dallas really seems to earnestly believe, but it's a little bit weird. And he told us this stuff about, but he seems to be of good quality and character. And he does say,
does
that,
he though, man? This is the paranoid.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's never the paranoid crazy guy.
Okay. Don't forget, I'm stabbing you in your throat.
Don't forget to sleep without your eyes open. Nevik.
Just
I don't
as
know.
a reminder.
Gargak, what do you think, my man?
Which one was the crazy guy?
The third one we talked to.
Dairy D.
Dallas.
Was it?
Yeah.
Dallas?
Dallas.
Sorry, man. I've had a little bit of wine. Okay. I can't remember all these CLs.
Was he the guy that was like in bed?
No, he was the one with the beautiful minds room.
Oh.
The one that was in bed was the first one, the woman.
Oh yeah.
Because she's old and she's still sick. But then the second one, who's like not that much younger than she
I mean,
is.
he seems off, but
He answered the door like real quick, and it was him answering the door. Like he was like waiting on us or something. And I don't know. Home dude just gave me weird vibes. And then
he's full of shit. He doesn't believe anything he's saying. He was lying to us.
This, in the same sense, I get some creepy vibes from the paranoid guy because, you know, who the hell is? I mean, Home dude was like taking apart wine barrels and shit, like trying to figure out how to.
Maybe we should go talk to the twins so I can hear Adam roleplay 2 people at the same time.
Yeah, because he's about to do 8.
I'm gonna do 27. Just invade, kill everybody.
Civil.
Avast! You're just doing the pirate.
Yes. I'm just gonna do Sahag and then just keep playing the Murloc sound over the microphone through my. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone.
What are they saying? That's what they sound like. They all sound like that.
And just play it on repeat and just hold it to the microphone.
That's what they sound
And
like.
that'll be the conversation that happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like we could come across anything and you could just do the Mars attacks. Like doc. I was like, what the fuck are they saying? That's what they sound like. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone underground speaks in Animal Crossing talking. Nobody can understand it. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah,
So, you guys want to go talk to somebody else? You want to go try to say? I mean, like I said, you got to talk to Therival to get the actual council meeting if you want to do that.
Go talk to the 2 people that were together.
Sisters.
Or not sisters, but BFFs.
BFFs.
they were sisters. That's not BFS. Sisters.
Yeah. Give me just a sec, because for some reason I have them separated, which seems stupid, because they're in the same building. And we'll just put them.
This is where we learn that not only are they metaphorically attached at the hip, they're actually attached at the hip.
Some nightmare shit, yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know why.
Double
it's
mermaid.
One separate thing. Yeah. Oh god, that's a scary, cool idea. All right.
But double mermaid.
Yeah. I've heard
All
of
the way across the
reverse
sky.
mermaid, but I don't know about double mermaid.
Double mermaid.
Where is my mouse? And what is
No, it's
it doing?
the concept of double mermaid. Here we go. So it's one beautiful lady half and one like sea hag half.
Like monster mermaid half.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did monster mermaids. Which these 2 young ladies are definitely not monster mermaids. You know, when you approach their house, it definitely has like a cottage vibe to it. Like there's like a little like garden looking deal outside. It doesn't seem very large. It's probably got 2-3 rooms max. But it certainly is giving off cottage vibes like when you walk up to this house.
So we'll approach the house and kick the door in. Blam! It was you 2, wasn't it?
Rachel. Are we doing good cop, bad cop? Because I will totally do like as you
I
do
mean,
that
you
shit.
guys
I'll
are
be like,
free to
okay,
do-
no.
Free to
We're
do
just
this
listening.
as you please, how you please. I give you the opportunity to approach the situation how you please by describing and to kind of.
That's a real. That would be a more Toby thing to do. Just kick the door in and start accusing people.
Yeah, I was about to say you're supposed to be the lawful good. What? You're supposed to knock on the door while I sneak around back.
There are
I mean, if
windows
you-
and shit out here.
I mean, if you want to do that, you can do
Alright.
that. I am gonna just
They're
knock
outside
on the
with
door
it?
politely.
They are not outside with you. There seems to be no one outside.
We are being escorted by the
guards?
guards, though.
There are 2 guards that are keeping their distance from you.
What am I gonna need to slip away from those guards around the side of the house?
I'm gonna say at least. I mean, I know your base is like 21, so I mean, what the fuck do I say to that? You know, like Jesus.
Oh,
Well,
okay, yeah, no. Well, not only is
we
my
are
base
being
21,
actively monitored.
but
We are being actively monitored by them, so like it would be very hard
They're
to just look
following us or
away.
they're guiding us?
They're following you, and they do guide you when you ask them to where to go in places.
I
Well, they
imagine
make
it's like
sure
a
that we
one in
walk ahead.
front, one in back like situation.
I mean, when you're walking down the streets, yeah, but when you get there, they don't interfere with you going inside and talking to them.
so yeah, we're up against this. We're at this house. They're watching us. What's the roll on my stealth check? First off, how big is this house?
How are you gonna break line of sight?
Oh, fucking step in front of Gargak and then dip around the corner real quick.
I don't think that's a complete line of
Wow.
sight right there. Yeah.
Like that?
You gotta cause some sort of distraction, Nevik, if you want to sneak away. But I mean, I don't know how you'd be able to Batman away in this situation, just because we are being monitored.
I mean, I have nothing. I have one dagger. I can't throw my dagger. There's fucking random sea rocks. I'm gonna throw it through the ocean. I'm not Gargak. That shit's gonna go fucking 2 foot from me.
Hit him with a "What's that over there?"
Yeah, just point. Right behind. Oh shit! What's behind you guys? I mean, I could do that.
You do that as a deception.
Yeah.
Which is
All
also just a base 21.
Base 21.
So I feel like you would definitely fool them.
I mean,
You're free to approach the situation how you please.
Adam, can I do the what's that
Yeah.
and point behind them?
For these guys, these gentlemen, is 17.
Oh man.
They're just gonna turn around, just like, where to go?
And
Well, it was a
We
21.
all fall for it. We all fucking fall for it too, because no one has a.
Yeah, the 17 for this, and yeah, nobody's got higher than 21 on it. So everybody's gonna turn around and look at where Nevik fucking yells. So what the fuck is that? And yeah, in this distraction, Nevik is gonna be able to duck around the side of this house. Zero issue.
Whoop.
Bye guys.
And we're gonna look. Everyone looks back, and there's the blinking outline of Nevik.
Yeah, he's gone.
Bubbles in the shape of Nevik.
Yeah.
Bubbles in the shape
It's gonna
of
take
Nevik.
probably like 30, 40 seconds for the guys to turn around, because like I said, 17 over a 21 is not a pretty good roll. So like they're just looking for like good 30 seconds. What the fuck? You know, what's Nevik yelling about? And of course, yeah, when he turns around, he's.
I was yelling about absolutely nothing, and no, I'm not there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure no matter what their roll would be.
What's that?
Yeah, their D20, their roll would be a D20 plus 4 to even have the insight that you were gone, which they can't beat a 29.
Okay, so they just don't even notice he slipped away. Point period.
Yeah, right now they don't. They've yet to, know
Realize
that he's
there's
gone.
a guy gone.
I'll knock on the door.
All right. You knock on the door and nothing happens. Like you don't hear anything. You can certainly hear voices inside. You can hear like what sounds like feminine voices, which I'm not gonna try to imitate that very much. Talking to seemingly one another. They're having some sort of. It sounds loud, but it certainly doesn't sound angry.
Interpol.
Are you gonna knock again, or are you just gonna say Interpol?
Yeah,
again?
I'm gonna knock again.
All right, give me a strength check, boss. So yeah, you bang on the door fairly loudly, like fist it, and motherfucking. After that, you hear some like clattering happen, like it sounds like somebody dropped
Local police.
something. It sounds like somebody dropped something in the kitchen. You hear somebody yelling, and you can certainly hear another person yelling, "I'm coming, I'm coming." And a young lady opens the door. She's certainly got like an apron on, over her seemingly normal clothes. She's got like a fairly plain dress, though it is kind of nice looking. It doesn't look like unkempt or anything. But it doesn't have like a pattern or anything like that. It's just kind of like a soft pink color. And she straightens up kind of with shock at the sight of who's at the door, because behind you is Gargak and this old guy, 2 guards. She's like, yes, may I help you?
Good evening, ma'am. We've been sent here by Therival to ask you some questions regarding the incident from the other night.
Lord Therival sent you? And she seems very confused. Like, and she's
I'm just as confused as you are, ma'am.
straightening up.
I mean,
So,
I'm just...
those of you in the crowd here who have perceptions over 15 would notice that she's got some sort of like white powder on her hand. They enter Reaper.
Cocaine?
Dun 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 dun.
That goes right over my head.
We're
Gargak misses that.
underwater.
You are.
Yeah, how does one have powder underwater?
It sticks to you like sand.
Anyway, do you mind if me and my companions come in and talk to you and your sister?
Oh, she kind of glances behind her. I suppose, can you give me a moment?
Surely.
Sneaking in through the back window or
Right, so-
door,
yeah, so
whatever
if
the
you're
fuck.
gonna go, if you're
they're-
gonna go to Nevik
there.
and look at him and see what he's doing before we get into that, sure.
Yeah. Orbital pan around the house
Yeah,
to the
orbital
back
pan
to where
around the
Nevik
house,
is.
Yeah, so Nevik, there are 2 windows on each side of the house. Think of the house as like a cross, like with like a plus sign, right?
Okay.
And on the left and right are 2 like kind of roundish windows. They're definitely large enough for someone to open. They're hinged. They open outwards. And there's the front door you came in. There doesn't seem to be a back door or a back window. It's just a flat wall.
All right. So what's my role
Are you trying
to get into this
open the window?
window unnoticed?
All right, without breaking it or anything, just like opening it.
Yeah.
At the sleight of
Open it.
hand to
Get in.
unlock it. Assuming you still have thieves' tools on you,
He doesn't.
Nevik. Do you have a sharp
Nev-
object?
I mean, he
My
has
hand
his
is sharp
dagger.
object.
He has a dagger, so
All right, so yeah.
And
yeah.
my broken ass fucking hand.
Yeah, anything
sword.
anything that's I guess a little smaller than like a large sword, it would work. Otherwise, the large sword's going to be disadvantaged because that's motherfucking unwieldy as shit. So you're kind of clumsy with it and certainly break the lock.
Well, it treats as a 17.
he's got proficiency in sleight of hand.
Wait,
Yeah.
so the 17.
So he gets the...
Oh, so a total of 17. So it's up to 10.
Yeah.
Okay, below 9 goes to 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, with the 17, you're not gonna break the lock. You're gonna manage to get it open. It does take you a minute. You can hear the voices of your companions and the footfalls of them stepping inside as you open this window.
What is it to get in undetected from said people inside house?
Well, you can peek in the window and do that as slyly as you can. And if you can think of
Yeah,
ways
make
to
sure
do
it's
that.
clear.
Yeah. So in order to do that, that's just a perception kind of
No.
check. And yeah, doing it stealthily is not a problem either. So doing that with a 30, you would wisely just like lift your blade and look at the reflection of it to look into the room, right?
Yeah.
If you want to roll a perception check to see how well you can see that.
I don't see shit. God damn, I
He's
need to
been
polish
stricken
that.
with blindness. Some
He's still drunk.
Sun.
So-
The sun that's non-existent in the sea.
Yeah,
What?
so being
Yeah.
pretty drunk and it being underwater and you like not ever having actually pulled off a house break-in underwater very well, like this, you definitely have a hard time looking inside. It looks dark. You can see what looks like maybe a dresser, but other than that, you can't tell. But it looks like the door on the other side of the room. At least there's no light coming in.
Oh, wait,
you know.
wait. You have a 7 in that, so that means you have proficiency in that as well, don't you?
Yeah.
But in that
Oh,
one,
so
But
that
it's
one,
all
but
Oh,
in
like,
that one.
it is in that one, though. Yeah, you're right.
that one's still a one. So like I said, it's pretty dark in there. That's a lot. You can, like I said, see the silhouette of a dresser. Maybe you're not sure. It may be
Okay,
a body.
I am still underwater though, so instead of like stepping down, I can like drift to the ceiling
You
while I
guys
get
can
into the.
move on the Z plane. Yes, you can.
So yeah, let's get into this room, but not try to touch anything except for the ceiling and the window itself while I'm closing it. What would that be?
Sleight of hand.
Oh man,
If you want to do
nah.
this like quietly without like bumping into anything or whatever. So yeah, you managed to float in, kind of squirm around just enough to not really kick the sides of the window or make a lot of noise, and it closed it behind you with a click. This finds yourself in a dimly lit room. It's really dark in here. There's the only lights coming from that window. You see what looks like a bed, and yeah, what was suspected to be a dresser. Certainly, it's confirmed to be a dresser at this point. There's a door across from the window that you came in. That looks like it's like carved out of like a shell material of some sort. There's a colorful rug on the floor, a lot of like vines and shit that hang around the ceiling.
Well,
It's very nice.
I need to get to the door to slightly open it and peek through it.
If you'd like. Before we do that though, we're gonna have to circle back around
To the front door,
to the front door. Go through the front
out of the
door.
window, back to the front door.
Yeah, go through the front door as it opens. And this lady who looks a bit disheveled at this point, is like, okay, come on in. I can't promise we'll fit us all. We usually, have our parties outside in the garden, but I'm certain we'll need privacy for this, so we'll make it work. Come on. And so when you go and this door opens, you can see that there's another woman standing behind this one. She's also wearing an apron. She, seems kind of like bashful at first and like almost like embarrassed that you're here. And the other one, opens the door, is holding the door open as you guys all walk in. This is where Nivik would hear the footfalls and everything like that. So, she's ushering you in this hallway, and she's the other one. As you kind of get a little bit closer to her, turns around and she's like, "Come, we'll go in the back. We may have to, stand against the walls, but it'll be private there." And so yeah, you go back there, and there's like a small dining set. It certainly looks like it was made for two. In this small room, there's a nice like painting, what looks to be like a dolphin of some sort on the wall. And it is a tight little cramped room. And she's like, we can push this back, and one of them says as they enter the room, and starts to move the table, kind of the back to the back wall, underneath this large painting that kind of covers that wall. They reach over, they tap these little orb lantern things that were on each side of the walls, kind of gives it a purple glow in the room. And she leaves the door open for assumingly the last person entering to close.
I'm just gonna outright ask, because I'm just kind of curious, like, what's with the disparity between the opulence of the living between the council members?
Are you asking me or them?
I would be asking them in character.
Oh, well, we're elected from citizens. Anyone is, well, we don't exactly run for elections, you understand. It's just the townsfolk elect us themselves, and so if the burden of councilship is put upon you, no matter what your financial situation, we are provided a small stipend to host, but other than that, there's no pay in it.
What? Sorry, hold on. Hang on.
Hold on.
So I mean, if the council members are elected, not like, or I guess more or
Alright,
less appointed by the people, then
I just want to get down to the
why?
door and
Nevik,
slowly.
we'll come back to you, man. We'll come back to you, Nevik. So yeah, what happens is in MetaWise, okay, is that yeah, just normal citizens are basically voted in by other people, right? So imagine you've got a city that's run with like districts, right? Like we carved this.
No,
into districts.
I get that. My question is, why wouldn't they just have like a special election, replace the guy, and just be done with this, man? Like,
I mean, true, but like if we got one of the council members murdering people, what are we doing? If we replace him, we're just gonna get him killed. Like, you know, that if there's, because the whole idea is the Sahagan mutation is fairly known amongst the CLs, and that's part of the suspicion, is that, you know, one of them has become a council member. So there's a lot of distrust, and we even saw that amongst the military class, that when you first met the CLs, there's a clear distrust.
I mean,
with
yeah,
what's going
there's
on.
a lot of distrust, but they still leave us alone in rooms with their high-ranking officials.
Yeah,
Man,
again, tension amongst themselves is not equal to the way they treat strangers.
Okay, well, I mean, that kind of answered my question, so
So they're on the council against their will?
more or less, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Like, some of them definitely see it as like an honor, but she definitely just said it was a burden. Like, the burden of councilship is how she spoke about it.
So she was trying to kill herself and kill the whole council at the same time.
All right, so we'll go back to Nevik, who has managed to close the door and wants to peep in this room. Nevik, give me a nice, I guess, sleight of hand there, over 17, to actually open this door as the last two basically as the second sister who is leading the group passes it. Great.
Oh!
Yeah, so you managed to fucking just straight up open this shit, get your peek on. You see the whole scene walk by where, you know, she leads everybody in. Nobody sees you do this. You see them all get in and, you know, eventually close the door. You can hear them talking behind the door. It's not very loud. It's pretty muffled. But this leaves the center room fairly open. This room's a little bit longer than the room you're in. There's a nice rug across the floor. Little table near the door that has some sort of, like...
Can I give, like, an investigation check to try to just... You know, look for clues, man. Look for anything powdery or anything that might be.
I'm describing the room to you, so I mean, there, you know, yeah. So there's the room there. It's like, remember, this whole building is shaped like a cross.
Yeah.
The centerpiece is a longer hallway. So across from you is another door, and, you know, behind you is the door there. To the left of where you're standing is the door that all the members just walked in, which was seemingly, you know, you didn't get to see it, but it was like a dining room of some sort. You have no idea what's across to the other side, and to the right is the door that they all came in, right? So you're looking in a hallway. There's a table flat there. It doesn't have any drawers. It has some sort of carved knick-knack looking thing that looks like it was, to you, made out of mud. You know,
all right, well then, okay, so I saw them go, like, into the dining room. Right.
Yeah, the room on the left. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that door get shut.
From their perspective, would have been the at the end of the hall, right?
Yeah, but from my perspective, it's to my right.
To your left. To the right is the exit.
The exit. Okay. Yeah. So let's go across the hall and open that door.
All right,
as quiet as I can.
Yeah, give me the sleight. Give me the stealth and the sleight of hand to creep across. Even though I think your stealth says like less than 15 feet, and it is less than 15 feet for sure.
Yeah, less than 15 feet, I get advantage.
Yeah, so you get advantage on that. Alright, so yeah, you easily make it across the hallway, just like a little quiet mouse.
Why does it always do that? I spell it just like that.
It never wants you to spell it. So, you close the door, but it definitely makes a click when you go to, like, open and just kind of shift. Like you move around, you like shift into a doorway, like you would just kind of move from one side of it to the other.
So yeah, I guess like in a panic, I'm gonna try to like look around this room to see where I can hide.
All right, give me insight real quick. Or I guess no perception, just whatever. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, perception, good, because I have expertise in that. So.
Yeah, it makes more sense. You gotta be like a 12, so like. All right, so you definitely see that quickly. This room is some sort of kitchen. Like it has a like countertop. There are cabinets on the bottom. There's a clear like dining room table looking thing in the middle. It's certainly made of some like strange looking glass. It's a little bit transparent. The cabinets themselves are not transparent. There is a large, what looks to be like a steel box, almost like a refrigerator, on the left side of the room. There's a nice window that you can kind of shines light into the room. So if you wanted to hide, you could certainly get in one of the smaller cabinets and or the large box.
Well, I think I'm gonna go for cabinet.
All right, yeah. So opening the cabinet reveals there are like bowls and shit in here.
I'll be right back.
All right.
So you were free to roll stealth or whatever to hide yourself into that thing. Which again, your base is 21 here. You'll beat it. It's over. It's just 17. So
Unless I roll a 1.
yeah. All right,
So,
yeah, so
okay.
he matches that on the non-roll. So yeah, you're gonna manage to shift aside these bowls in just a way to get yourself in. It's delicate work. If you move around a lot, it's probably gonna make a noise. But you close yourself in this little room. In this tiny
I'm in the cabinet.
like a kid playing. Yeah.
Yep, hide and
All right,
seek.
So we're gonna go back to the main party, which I think Perun just said he's gonna step off for a minute. I think it's a good point to take 10, something like that.
Pause for a minute.
Big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
All right, so let's come back on, I don't know, 10 minutes on 23 or 25. Just 25. Make it easy to remember.
All right.
All right,
Yep.
man. Catch you guys then. Word.
What's going on?
You out here feeding people sand pizza?
Oh yeah, getting smacked in his face while trying to deliver like fucking
Krusty
just
Krab pizza.
an ocean breeze just smacks you in the
I
face
mean,
while you're
personally,
driving.
as your like brother, my biggest concern is that it's like a hurricane zone or some shit.
A hurricane. Oh, you know what
Really?
happened? okay, if there are 38 miles per hour sustained winds, they shut down the bridge. Okay, my job is over the bridge. My house is on the other side of the bridge. So if they shut down the bridge while I'm at work, I'm
You
stuck
about
at
to
work.
have a real good time.
No.
Or I can take a 3.5 hour detour, which may or may not work out because
You
they may
ever
shut
seen
down
like
another bridge.
the wind like flip a car?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not my car. My car is a little tiny thing, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but it'll get yeah. When a hurricane comes, it'll be a really tiny thing flying around the air, like you, like
I'll
yeah.
call you.
Don't call me. Just die, man.
I
Just
will.
like don't call
No.
me. Like just
I want you to record it.
yeah.
Record this now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not the one you should call. Call somebody. Call your wife, man. I don't want to live with that nightmare in my head for the rest of my life.
She'll probably be in the car with me.
Oh God, definitely don't call me that. 100%.
all you hear
He's like, call your wife. I'm like, she probably.
Yeah,
I
like-
called you to say,
Yep.
this is pretty awesome.
Oh, shit. You're right.
like yeah, like I'm good
Oh
on that.
no, yeah, no. I slept through half a hurricane. You guys heard. Adam asked me why. Why does it sound like angry rattlesnakes? That was the one that stood out.
Oh, I mean that's what Florida sounds like. That's just the.
But I mean, I was like, it's the rain, and yeah,
Fuck that
I was
shit.
playing D&D during a hurricane, guys.
No,
And
I was there.
and did
yeah.
not think to pull out my lightsaber when the lights went out.
Oh man, that's the best thing to do. Yeah,
What the fuck is wrong with me?
I'm like waiting the moment I get to. I just go outside on occasion.
Dude, power goes out, and I'm like, oh man, and I'm like setting up like little fucking candles and shit,
Right,
and
right,
I've got
right.
one flashlight.
All right, so back to what we're doing. So Nevik is
All right.
currently hiding in the cabinet in the kitchen, and you guys are in this back room with these two ladies. One of them seems kind of bashful. The other one, doesn't seem unpleasant, but is certainly, leading the.
Do they get a
charge.
couple of questions before they hear the door click?
Yes. Yeah, they did that. That's right. That's what I'm going for. Is that we're back in the room with the interviews.
I'm like, I fucked up, guys.
And like I said, it's a bit crowded room. The two ladies have taken the two chairs and they've pushed the table to the back of the room. So you're kind of like literally all standing kind of around these two ladies. And so what's up? Hey.
Very
if you,
imposing. I assume 2 old guys with like Gargak in the middle.
It's pretty imposing, situation for them. But the one girl, though she seems kind of bashful and looking around, it seems a little bit nervous. The other one, is straightforward. And she's like, "So, you said Lord Therivel sent you. I'm here to cooperate however I can. He's always such a pleasant man, and if he trusts you, I will. So, ask away any questions you have, and I'll see how I can help."
All right, so if you would please give us your recanting of the events of the evening.
Well, we were several months away from our hosting, so of course we were still preparing, and we had arrived at Brinal's house as we normally do. We try to be a little late to let the elder members show up. It's a sign of respect. And me and Faxina, and she kind of motions across to the other lady who, just kind of smiles a little bit at the mention of her name.
You mean Antonina? Well, I'm not there, but they were not at Roland's house. They were at Antonina.
Excuse me, yeah. Actually, it was Roland that died. Yeah, he wasn't at his house. We were at Antonina's house.
Yeah.
I get the names mixed up here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just helping you out, metagame.
Thank you, dog. Anyway, yeah. So we arrived a little bit late, like we normally do, to let the elders, take their time, to get the best seats, of course. And everything was fine. It was well served. We had our conversations with Antonua, and we were actually the first to get our drinks. Me and Faxina, we are always a bit eager when we are at some of the more pleasant abodes. They have some of the finest wines. And of course, we were expecting the toast. It's always nice and pleasant. It always leaves everyone with a good feeling. That's the reason for it, of course. But this time the feeling was not good, I'm sure, as you've heard. First, it affected my poor sister here, but within a matter of minutes, it also affected me. And we eventually blacked out. We were told that the elder Roland was poisoned to the point of death. And I will say it took us several days to get over, but we've been through it, after some soft meals and time spent wallowing in bed, we recovered for the most part. Yeah, with me.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So have you noticed any changes in behavior or policy in any of your fellow council members?
None
That's
that
your
I
go-to. That's your go-to.
none that I've been personally privy to. We haven't been a host in quite some time. We have to go through the other members first. Um, so if there has been any, I wasn't made aware. Because remember,
All right.
they keep these things private. They have one person that's hosting sitting in the back, right?
Right. Well, I imagine they would discuss things amongst each other outside of like these
Some do,
meetings,
some
but
don't.
Right.
Some
yeah,
do, some don't, because remember how they're tied off by class and things like that, right? So would Buckadelis even talk to these ladies?
right. All right.
Introducing exotic political systems with my sea elves for no reason.
Why would somebody want to poison all of you?
Yeah.
What's that, old man? And these
I don't
guys are
speak that
speaking.
language.
These are definitely good. They're certainly speaking Elven here. Okay, just so we're all aware.
Yeah, I would translate for him.
Yeah. So why would anyone wish to poison us? I'm not aware. At least not me and Faxina. We've always had good standing with the townsfolk. And I think the council doesn't consider us much of a threat. We've both lead fairly simple lives.
The threat. Sorry.
Yeah, you're free to say whichever you want. Yeah, y'all here.
Not a threat.
Yeah, this is the world. This is role play environment. We're not battling.
I'm not here. I'm in the cabinet.
He says.
Apparently hearing all this through the wall.
You hear mumbling and like muffled, but yeah, it would be very difficult. You'd have to roll pretty high perception to actually pinpoint the conversation. You're free to try.
No. Let's try it. What else am I doing over here hiding in the cabinet?
Yeah,
Stick my ear to the wall.
But again, this will happen. So basically, after she says that, the click that is the noise from Nevik rolling low on his light his hand, trying to open that door, comes. And the other sister, the one who's been quiet the whole time, kind of looks up with a bit of concern. But otherwise, just folds her hands together and just continues to look forward and kind of glance around at the people who are speaking in towards them.
Okay.
Just sure don't speak much.
Oh well, she's always.
I put it in a more eloquent way. I assure you.
Oh well, Vaccina, she can speak, and she does. She's got a lighter voice than I could probably ever imitate. I can, yes. But she's always been fairly shy around strangers, and an investigation, you have to admit, is intimidating. And she kind of motions towards Gargak when she says this. And the other girl nods slightly.
He's a true gentleman, I assure you.
My music stopped. What the fuck?
Let's see. Any other questions?
At one point, wasn't he invisible but still covered in blood?
Gargak wants to.
You say what now?
Toilet.
What about a toilet?
Gargak asked if there was a toilet.
Oh, did he ask them if there was a bathroom? Oh, there's You may not find it to the best of your pleasantries, but there is one outside behind the shed over there. It's to the left. You-
Outhouse.
So one thing,
In the water.
one thing Nevik didn't catch because he didn't walk around the back of the house is there is a small like shed there, and yeah, to the left of it is an outhouse.
Got to go through the front door to get out.
Yes, it's not a long walk.
All right. While he's doing that, can I get out of the cabinet and try to take
If you'd like,
kitchen knife?
I or my sister can guide you. Though I'm fairly certain you can find it on your own.
I think I could bug.
Understood. And she just basically ignores you after that because, like, she's just gonna assume you're gonna walk off.
Yeah. I'll walk out the front door, I guess.
All right, so outside the front door here, where Gargak is now that we split the party into three, it's a fairly pleasant little garden path, the same one you walked up when you were here. It definitely seems like this is at least part of their profession. They have like straight up like very nice, arrangements here. Like even in the more uppity houses, you haven't seen, such natural beauty put together, right?
Shell and reef growing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So nicely.
So the poison that was used was a plant, right?
It was a plant.
Ooh, look at Gargak.
Yeah, he spoke about it being like an algae that grows
Yeah,
in rocks or something.
smart.
I don't recognize any of these as any of the plants.
You're free to do an investigation in that area to see if you can see any of that resemble what you've been shown.
Come on, Gargak.
As
Got this.
Zaryak has a passive perception of 10. He just walking around, he wouldn't notice that.
Yes. That's the best fucking roll.
So, Gargak.
Never critically failed so much.
I'm
so-
gonna blame Rundis for rolling all those nat 20s earlier, stealing that shit from us.
Right, yep.
So he's stealing his son's energy or his grandson's energy. All right, so Gargak, the moment you go to bend over to like start looking, you poke yourself in the eye with the nearest plant, like literally, like just straight up, like jab that shit. It sucks. Your eye
Scream.
waters. Yeah, it's gonna give
It's
you
like fully
disadvantage.
under your fucking eyelid, like.
Yeah, it's gonna give you a slight disadvantage here for probably the next hour or so on like perception. But let's just
Oh,
say
I think you're gonna have to
perception.
have problems finding the outhouse where you were.
That sounds like you about appropriate. But yeah, you'll definitely any perception rolls or anything that relies on that. You'll have for about the next hour. You'll have issues with that because you've got a blurry eye. Didn't gouge your eye out, but came close.
Yeah, I scream. I yell.
So
Right.
Nevik on the inside, you hear a mighty roar of a scream, and everybody else would too.
I guess we would rush out at, like.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that scream
Concern.
to get out of the cabinet.
Yeah, the moment you go stand out of the cabinet, you can hear the door outside opening, and people,
Rushing out.
Yeah, rushing out.
Kitchen knife.
You're free to investigate for a kitchen knife or a sharp utensil in this area. So, flinging around and opening drawers the best you can with your one hand and your other hand, you find
My
what
stuff.
appears to
Well,
be
it's a knife stuff, but
what best it appears to be a bread knife.
ooh, cheese knife,
Like it's got like a
bread knife.
Nah, like a serrated, like a big ass serrated knife.
Oh, like
Yeah.
a long ass. Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
taking that shit.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's extremely sharp or anything, but yeah, it's serrated. It's kind of long, a little flimsy.
Yeah.
Made certainly for cutting through bread.
Love it.
And you're free to
I
take
need
that.
another. Yep, take it. I need another
will-
blade, and then I need to go through this window.
I will have to go take the time to add it to your character sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a window right there. If you're going to try to do it stealthily, you need to roll sleight of hand. If you want to just open it and close it, you can because you can see the lock mechanism on this side. It's just a simple like latch and wire kind of situation.
Yeah, but I want to do it quiet.
So if you want to do it quietly, there's a lot of noise. You'll have advantage.
On sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Why do that?
Right, so
Oh.
you move out of this thing like water, like it's like no problem, like just shoot right out. So for a moment, we're gonna cam back around to Gargak and friends, who are all kind of rush outside. The Shire of the two ladies, Lady Faxina, has rushed to Gargak's side and is knelt down, and she's like, "Are you okay? Oh, that looks painful. Please come on, I can help you. We have wraps inside."
Oh,
The other one
big
is
man.
like,
Big
Can
man hurting
I
himself.
take a look around their garden?
sure, yeah, you guys are free to do whatever you want. The other lady is like standing there with her arms on her, or her hands on her hips with her elbows out, and she just seems like, the fuck is going on? What happened?
He looks in those pits here.
Seems kind of frustrated.
Something happened to him.
Oh, so glancing around this straight with a fucking nat 20, you just
Holy shit.
you can immediately can recognize the colors and schemes of this plant, and you don't see anything that is growing in this garden that looks like it. You see plants that are orange, but they're certainly like flowers and things like that. They don't look like this material.
All right, but I mean, he said it grows like on the south side rocks, right? Like
Yeah.
He said it was like plentiful. It's not hard to get.
Yeah, there's parts on the more outskirts of town here that grow this fairly well, and that you have to have special like equipment to gather it. Otherwise, you'll get sick with it too.
I'm gonna ask who do you think would benefit the most by poisoning the council?
The entire council? I don't think any member of the council would benefit from that. If the intent was to kill us all, and this is the more forward of the sisters, Silri, I don't know. I mean, we don't have any rebelling factions or anything like in town. Sure, there are disagreements on certain actions. We've long discussed taking military action and growth and investing in such things, but not to the point of violence. I see no point in poisoning all of us. I've had the thought that perhaps it was just a poor batch of wine. I never had such things myself. We rarely can afford such sweet wine, but perhaps it was just prepared wrong. We were all just unfortunate.
I'm gonna do a bullshit check.
How's your bullshit check? I don't think you have any more charges on your ring currently.
Hold on. No, it doesn't have charges.
I mean, he can also still just like insight check
Does
any.
it not have charges? I thought it was like a one-day thing, but yeah, you can insight it too.
Yeah, it doesn't have charges.
I think it's whenever he's trying to discern a lie from a or truth from a lie.
Advantage on that roll. So she definitely seems earnest. Like she seems honest about what she's saying. Like she doesn't, at least believe that anyone would poison this. She's also seems kind of like shocked at the implication that anyone would poison this, and just really seems to consider that maybe this was just something wrong with this wine.
I mean, yeah, that is, I guess, always possible.
I mean, that was that's just how she feels, and I mean, yeah. So Fayrandis here would definitely get the vibe that she's earnest in what she's saying.
Naive sister did it. Because her other sister is fucking gullible as shit.
Again, are you saying these things out loud? You drunk?
What?
Are you saying these things out loud? You drunk?
No, I'm fucking.
I mean, if you're
Hiding
talking,
in the-
if you're
Yeah,
talking,
he's not even with us.
That's what I'm
so-
saying. He just blurts this out from the side of the building. Like,
From the side out.
I'm listening in, which you can't hear them at this point, Nebby. You can
No.
hear them. You can hear their conversation.
Yeah, but I'm not splurting this shit out. Actual
I'm
game.
Just saying. Just making sure you guys are wild
Oh, man.
sometimes. So I gotta know, dude.
I just snuck into this lady's house and stole a bread knife because I'm drunk as shit. And then I busted out the other window. I'm just going to go back in front of the house and act like I'm waiting for them to open the door.
Yeah, so Gargak is being like stood up, and this other lady is definitely, you know, kind of got his arm. She's like straight holding on to his like claw arm. She's like, you know, we got bandages inside. Come along. And she's like guiding him.
See?
Yeah, and she's guiding Gargak to towards this.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Can it wait? If so, I can guide you there. But I think your eye looks bad. We should wrap it before it swells.
All right.
All right, so she's gonna
Just
leave you inside.
immediately yields.
Yeah, she's nice. She's not like pulling. It's you know, like soft and gentle kind of touch here. She's gonna bring you inside and, you know, guide you to the room on the left, which Nevik had just broke into. She does not notice that the lock is a little mangled. She guides him to sit down on one of the beds in the room.
No, I didn't. I might have slightly mangled it while I unlocked it.
Maybe a little bit. But anyway, she doesn't notice that. Instead, she guides him to sit down in this room and starts opening one of the drawers here. She is putting some sort of ointment on a, you know, straight up like wrapped cloth. And that's currently where Gargak stands. You other guys are in the, for all intents and purposes, garden path / driveway here, with the other sister, Lady Silvery. So, do as you please. Who wants to do what first? Nivik's on the other side of the house, like leaned against the wall.
Well, okay, I want to try to like slightly rejoin the party while we're all outside.
He wants to just like insert himself back into the party.
Hey.
I reverse another Batman maneuver.
Yeah, I reversed
Alright,
still.
so first give me a perception. Yeah, first give me a perception check to even if you can hear, you know, or get the insight that they are not watching this.
All right. Well, yeah, I got expertise in that, so.
All right, so you definitely, you know, at first where Gargak was poking his eye and screamed, it was on the side of the house you're on.
Yeah.
That was the direction he turned when he went to sniff check everything. So you definitely hear that they've turned. They're talking to each other. They're, you know, seemingly, you would think, spacing each other. So if you want to rejoin them, basically, you know, you got to roll slightly higher than your base. There we go. We'll just say 22. You have to basically not get in that one. Because they're not looking for your Aslanahide.
Hey!
Nice. Alright, so, yeah, you definitely can
Just like slip back in. Is Gargak okay?
walk around. Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah, so the moment you show up, yeah, Silvery's just kind of like, what in the hell? Gargak, I think your mic. What is going on with your mic? Sound like you're driving.
What?
Are you driving?
No.
He's sitting in front of an air conditioning.
Okay.
Just,
So anyway, motherfucking.
yeah, sorry.
It's all good. So the moment you show up, Silvery definitely raises a brow and it like certainly kind of questioning herself. Who is this guy always been standing here? There were a lot of them that came in. I'm not sure, right? Definitely seems kind of a little concerned. Just like the fuck.
Hello.
Yeah, like, you know. Now, if you want to actually wave at her, like, yeah, like you're introducing
Oh.
yourself, that's fine.
No. Hello. I've been here. Sorry. Don't look at me weird.
And I kind of blend
that's
into
a-
the background.
this
I
is-
I
don't
mean,
Uh,
if you're gonna
perception-
actually say that to
perception?
her, that's a persuasion roll, boss, because she definitely seems.
Well, no, it'd be a deception because I haven't been here.
You are correct.
just
Well,
gaslight.
I'm
gaslighting
also
this poor woman.
proficient in that, so that's.
So she just kind of nods a little bit. and she's
Absolute
like,
fucking gaslights the shit out of her.
I suppose that could be true. So
That was a small room in there. There's the old guys and the big guy. I mean, there's.
I do hope
I'm
your
so
friend will
small.
be all right. So anyway, do you have more questions for us?
What's in the shed?
Are you going to ask what's in the shed? Is that what you asked her?
Yep.
What's in the
Oh
shit?
well, you know, be store our gardening tools and a couple of extra chairs here. You know,
You couldn't have pulled that
I
chair,
think what
those
my
chairs out.
companion means to ask is, would you show us what's in the shed?
You mind showing us your chairs and gardening tools in the shed?
certainly. If
I apologize
you
for
wish.
these guys.
She seems like kind of like confused by this, but she's compliant. She's like, if that's what you wish, I can show them to you. They're nothing fancy. And so yeah, she's going to turn and start to walk down the path, like definitely not walking through the garden here. And goes to walk around the house, and it seems like she's done this path walk like fucking hundreds of times. I mean, it's how she goes, to her restroom. Right. But what you see back there is kind of a long form shed that clearly is divided into 2 rooms. One of them has a bathroom on the other side, on like the left side of the building. The other one has a barn style, door. And she kind of waves her hand. She's like, "Oh, it's over here," and she's kind of swimming along as she moves. Definitely moves easier and quicker than the majority of you in this water.
That's a pretty nice she shed.
It is.
She has a she shed. Is it made of
In the
seashells?
sea? Yeah.
In the sea?
So it definitely seems
In the
like
sea world.
like this is made out of like refurbished fucking wood. Like there's parts where
Pirate
it's
ships.
carved. Yeah, they're pirate parts.
She
of this
sells
where-
seashells in pirate ships in the sea.
disadvantage on that because you're drunk. Motherfucking, like I said, there's parts of the wood that definitely look to be filled in with coral and reef and things like that.
I mean, you try to say that shit.
I'm not good. I'd like to maintain some form of dignity. So, anyway, so she leaves.
I want a clip of you saying that dressed as a cat girl.
Don't the whole internet wants this, man.
Retain some form of dignity. Yeah.
I will agree to this if the cat girl outfit can include a top hat and like a pipe.
Your choice, as
perhaps
long
some-
as it's like
perhaps-
a cat
also,
girl
you have to
Perhaps
have
a
a
monocle. Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say perhaps a monocle. Yes.
You have to have a monocle.
Yes.
Yeah, I retain some dignity. Pans over to you, just in a cat girl costume.
Top hat, monocle, pipe.
And thigh highs.
Well,
Then
I'm glad,
thigh.
glad. I mean, I got some great thighs. My calves are gorgeous. Anyway, I digress from your position. Go back to what we're going on here. So she leads you to the shed, and it's just a straight like door. Like there's no like lock or anything to it or chain around or anything. And she opens this up after she kind of ushers you guys a little closer. And she just stands out there and she's like, it's not much, but it holds our things. And inside, no shit, are gardening tools and at least fucking 3 wooden chairs in there. And they don't look much nicer than the wooden chairs that were inside. They look pretty basically built.
Grab garden tools as weapons, guys.
She's just stealing these people's shit. Like right in front of them.
No, I'm just fucking with them.
So we go back, cam in through the window scene. We're gonna cam out from y'all, turn around and cam into the window scene where Gargek is having this moment where he's watching out of his one poor eye. This lady applies some sort of clearish like ointment to this shit, and she goes, okay, hold still, and she straight applies this shit over his eye, and it kind of hurts.
Now's
for a
your chance,
second.
Gargak. Woo her.
But yeah, it kind of hurts for just a second, but within 2 or 3 seconds, it's like putting aloe on your skin. Like it becomes to like tingle and gets real cool. She goes, "This will help it heal. It won't take as long, I promise. Don't close your eye. Let it get in." And that's what she's telling you. And after that, she's kind of backing away from you and seemingly expecting you to stand.
What is this stuff?
Oh well, it's oil jelly. It's a jelly that the jellyfish up and over the North Mountains they create this. It's great for healing.
Is it poisonous?
No, it will prevent infection though. I wouldn't suggest eating much of it. It's not very tasty. So it's basically like triple antibiotic for all intents and purposes.
Neosporin.
Yeah. I mean, of course, Gargak has no idea what Neosporin is, but like that's what it is. Like, but it comes from sort of jellyfish from the north, and she said the North Mountains. So
The bathroom was outside, right? The shed.
Yep, shed is it's to the left of where your friends are currently investigating a seemingly
It's like thanks for
garbage
the
shed.
eyeball. Where's the bathroom?
Oh, it's back outside. Well, let's come. We'll rejoin your friends. And she, goes to the door, opens the door, and is just kind of holding it politely, waiting for you to leave.
Well,
Yes.
I want to ask, how long have you known your sister?
Oh well.
That is a very Gargat question.
Oh well. Since we were children, Story is about 2 years older than I am, but as far back as I can remember, she's always been there.
How did you meet your
You
sister?
trust her?
Most of the time, when we were younger, she was a bit wily and we would get in trouble here and there, but she's wizened up with age. Though she can be passionate in her decisions, I will say that.
Do you? Wait, no, wait. Was she the one that said she didn't like being on the council?
Oh, well, councilship, though a blessing of sorts, has been hard on the both of us. We have less time to tend to our own business and tend to ourselves. Instead, we get brought in for our opinion on these vast matters that truly don't affect us, at least so we believe.
Why did you get picked to be on the council?
Well, we sell flowers, you see, to the town, and I suppose they found us pleasant and our opinions worthy of supporting theirs. It's the same reason anyone gets elected. Their district puts names in, and the count comes through, and you are expected to accept the honor. But it is difficult. We understand hosting for so many people at once of such a high degree can be expensive.
Indeed.
And the stipend they
Wow.
do give us rarely covers it all.
What happens when you don't meet these people's demands? The ones who voted for you.
Oh, you mean to not become council? I'm not sure. It's a taboo thing to think, much less do. In my time, I've never heard of it. I would imagine you'd be shunned.
Yeah, let's ask her to show me the shed.
Belly grumbles, and she's like, "All right, come on." Hey, yeah. So she's gonna lead you out to the front door, down the path around the way where you can, make out in 2 dimensions that your companions are over there, and you definitely have a big like white bandage wrapped around your head, like you got cracked in the skull or something. Um, so now we can kind of join the group. There is a shed over there, has the classic moon symbol on it from Outhouseness. You're free to blow it up embarrassingly next to them if you please. They are, yeah, like I said, in the shed there's 3 wooden chairs and what look to be like gardening hose and small like rakes.
But not like what you would need to harvest the fucking plant,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, let's go.
No, there doesn't seem to be any sort of breathing mask or protective suit or anything of that matter in here. No sort of mechanical devices. The shed itself isn't really huge. It doesn't go back that far. I'd say 10 feet across max.
Turn to our person, and I guess Jason translate through me. I'm gonna roll an intimidation check because I'm trying to be like, all right, real
You mean
talk.
You're intimidating Jason.
Oh no, I'm intimidating her. I'm like, real talk.
You're just
Is there
being
anything
you
you're-
understand? You're being translated through. to
Wait,
this-
okay.
There you go. Talk slower. I didn't hear what you said. You were cutting out.
But he understands what I'm saying in the sense that Jason would have to be the one making the intimidation check, because if he's the one speaking, right? It kind of, if I'm translating, let's say I'm aggressive, I'm angry, and I'm slamming, I'm talking to somebody. Now, unless we're sitting across the table and I'm doing some sort of mimicry shit to, clearly
Bam!
understand.
It's like he says.
No, like imagine someone's translating for you, and you're like screaming and slamming on the table, and then you look at your translator, and they're just like stone faced, and they just like calmly say what you just like screamed out.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't always come off across. Like, I'd get the idea that he's mad, but is he mad at the translator? Or is he mad at me? What the fuck's going on? Right? So yeah, 11's not that intimidating. Anyway, what's your question, boss?
It's like, real talk now. Is there anything you're not telling us?
Why are you trying to intimidate a little girl? A young lady.
He replies,
That little girl's still older than you.
What?
That little girl is still older than you.
Is Nevik older than you?
No, I'm only 33.
I'm 60-something years old.
I'm youngin. I think I would be like 34 at this time or some shit because of all the shit we've been through. But
Yeah, so I'm asking the Sea Elf, is there anything you're not telling us that it doesn't come through very intimidating through Jason?
She, kind of sits there for a second. She's like, I don't think so. I can't think of anything. If there's anything you can think of, you're free to ask. I have nothing to hide. And neither does my sister. You're free to search our homes and to ask us anything. We'll cooperate freely.
Everyone is just like, either they're innocent, or she's a sociopath, or she's a psychopath and just freely is like, oh yeah, I'll cooperate, thinking she's gonna get away with it.
Do you translate that?
No.
No, I do not translate that.
Well, no, Favorite, I'm saying that's Favorite just thinking to himself.
I don't know. I guess we should, the group should convene and we should talk about our suspicions on what's going on here.
I say we take a powwow before we call.
Yeah, we'll end the session on us trying to decide what we think here.
Yeah.
So y'all want to sit here and powwow? Y'all want to walk away from this sister's abode?
Yeah.
Walk away. Ask. Wait, who's the youngest guy?
Gargat, give me that con check.
Oh.
See how slowly you have to walk away.
Lord Thorval.
Y'all gonna convene in the
Gargat.
streets? Yeah, Gargat fucking flexing. He's over that poison. That shit's good. No poison's bothering him anymore. His fucking stomach is steel over there. All that shit beforehand has steeled his belly for such things. He needed a couple of days to recover, but he's got it. Yeah, so you guys are gonna excuse yourselves from these ladies' house, and they both kind of seem like concerned about like you guys just up and leaving and being like, all right, well, if you can think of anything else, I mean, or if we do, we'll try to find you. We'll speak to Theravel if need be. Have a pleasant day. And they seem fairly polite as you walk away. The guards resume their position and kind of following you, and one in front behind. So you guys want to go somewhere to convene, or you want to just convene out in the open area in the streets? I mean, you're free to do what you want.
Let's move off to somewhere like a little bit quieter, maybe.
There are certainly quieter streets that are open. There are
Let's go to the bar.
all around you.
There's that guard said he was
There is a tavern.
Yeah, but we have no money.
We can't discuss this in public either.
Okay, so like Dark Alley.
Yeah, I like Dark Alley.
Alright. Perception?
Nevik naturally just knows where dark alleys are when he sees one. Now the guards are still, near you, but like not like, up your ass. But they could probably hear you if they wanted.
Oh, I don't like that.
You brought them to an isolated area. They're with you.
All right. So what do you guys think's going on here?
No fucking clue, man. The only one who seems like the slightly bit suspicious is the one who I assume is just like racked with fucking grief because his family got stolen.
Yeah.
Or maybe he got stolen along with them and has been body snatched.
That's possible, and he's wanting to provoke a war.
Yeah.
But it seems honestly anti-war. But if he became the senior vote, which he almost did, I mean, if we maybe consider that Antinous was also supposed to die, I think it's Erevan.
Question: when we bring the council together, do you guys want me to go ahead and get into execution?
We're not gonna execute anyone. That's not what we're doing here.
If he's a changeling thing, he's trying to make war between two different people. I think that's the only.
We can't just get. We're trying to get these people to trust us. Just.
Yeah, but if you guys are sure,
jury, and executioner, bitches.
Yeah, if you guys are sure that's the guy who is a changeling, who is the body snatcher, then I will just.
I'm not sure.
What was that alignment of yours again, Nevik?
Chaotic neutral.
Okay.
I just stabbed.
Even the evil guy said maybe don't fucking.
I mean, if the evil guy says it's him, then. But I mean, if the lawful good guy says it's not him, I'm like, come on, you guys got to make a decision. I mean,
I'm not saying it's not him, but I don't know. We're not stabbing anyone, Nevik. That's the steez here, my man.
Aw, thanks, Dad.
But no, we confront him and we further question him, and
stab him.
See, and the rest of the council can decide what to do with him. And if they deem so fit, Nevik can stab him, but only if the council agrees.
Who we stab?
What if?
That's exactly what
this would be a wild accusation. What if Roland's the one who poisoned the wine and he just died because of his own incompetence?
What do you mean? Like he wanted to live forever? Tried to do some sort of spell or some crap that.
I mean, it's a wild theory. It's completely. We can't rule anything out at this point.
You think you'd try to kill everyone else?
Yeah, maybe. And I don't know. The older lady seems to be the one who would gain the most out of it. It was her party. It was supposedly her cask of wine.
Yeah, but I think she's too much the obvious choice.
I mean, yeah, but who would have had not only the opportunity, but the motive to swap out the barrel?
We don't know if the barrel. No, because we know the wine itself was different. And it's like, people will do...
We know it was 2 separate barrels of wine, but it was supposedly all her wine.
Still not hard for me to imagine somebody poisoning a cask of wine and be able to get in. So, I mean, I think the wine happening to be hers, because I think they, in general, they knew that they were going to drink both casks.
Didn't we just have somebody break into a house?
Yeah, we did.
That's true. Nevik broke into a house pretty damn easily.
Left barely a trace, didn't he?
No,
So,
I
I
didn't do
mean,
anything.
Nevik did
So-
They
it.
don't know I was there. They didn't know I was there.
Nevik did it.
so yeah, I mean,
I did know you were there. They didn't know you stuck in.
reasonable to think somebody could have broken in and poisoned the wine.
I don't know. What if this is also just like a fucking big
I'm
ploy by
gonna look at the
Thurible
party
to,
and tell them I
to
didn't
shore
do it.
up power? Because he's the only one who didn't really get sick at all.
He's also the youngest, and
Let's just Can we call a council meeting and tell them that we'll be there in 5 minutes and show up like 45 minutes late and see who's tearing each other apart?
That actually
That actually,
I mean,
that actually sounds like a pretty good idea.
let him sweat.
I mean, they'll be arguing and the words will be spoken, and I don't know about you guys, but I can get in that room and hear everything. And
So this is a council membership that has like a peaceful meeting, like literally every other month or some shit. And sure, they're gonna be.
so you're
fine.
talking about how they're just going to sit there in silence for like 6
They'll
hours?
pleasantly exchange chat because that's what they do every other month while they're waiting their turn to talk in private about the problems. That's the reason
One
why.
of them is a murderer.
Yeah, you're telling me that we call them all into the same room
Definitely
and
suspicion,
just
definitely tension, that's for sure. But I don't think that maybe it will result in violence. Who knows? But
I mean,
think
they
definitely tension.
they all suspect that one of the other council member could have done it. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, like I said, definitely tension. But do recall these people spend hours with each other, like every other month.
yeah, but now they
okay.
think one of them's a murderer.
Mhm.
The things have changed. Things have changed, man.
Dynamics have changed.
So yeah, like invite them in and say that you'll be there to accuse shit, and just let me sit in the room, off in the shadows.
Just
for a
Nevik
minute.
dressed up as an old lady sitting in the council room.
More wine, more wine.
Oh, don't mind me, dearie.
I'm just looking for the bathroom. The bathroom. Have you seen it? It's out back. No, I haven't. I don't want that one. I want the inside.
Alright,
But yeah. Who are you accusing?
And no one had any reason to suspect the two sisters that we just talked to. They're savvy with like plants, but I mean, Nevik didn't rifle through their shit super well to find anything but the bread knife, which I assume I would have asked him like, "What'd you find?" and he would have been like, "I got this."
What'd you get? Yeah, I got a pokey thing I can cut people with. Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is a real conundrum for me.
I can slice one of the council members' throats with this bread knife and make it look like home chick did it easily.
I
The
think
guards definitely cast a concerning eye bad down the alleyway.
I think we can eliminate as. I think we can eliminate the 4 younger council members right away. None of that.
Wait, how do you expect us to eliminate 4 people at the same time? I'm gonna glance at the guards.
Yeah, I mean, what if all of the older members were supposed to die?
I just don't think that makes sense. Because we see an age-dependent effect.
I don't know. Ervin also said something about Roland wanting to expand, but when we asked,
When we asked Aravin's BFF, he's like, "Oh no, that's not Roland at all."
yeah, but we didn't ask anyone else. But
So we'll go kill Aaron.
Dallas also
We're not
implied
killing anyone.
Dallas also implied that his friend's views had changed, but he also implied he definitely thought it was because of the interview thing with his family.
Yeah, that.
Right, but that's a perfect opportunity for him to have also gotten body snatched, so.
Duh. Duh.
And he does have that weird bone collection. And and underwater sand clock.
The only person we talked
Hourglass.
to he's also the only person we talked to that was outright lying to us.
Bring
Yeah.
forward the council members.
I mean, yeah, like that's to me that's a pretty damning thing. Is he's the only one that outright lied to us.
So you guys know who we're
I
stabbing.
mean, we didn't really talk to the quiet
If
sister
we
very
need
much.
to stab somebody, you know who we're stabbing. Right.
I think that's really our only option. Like, that is our best option with what we understand. Oh man, I feel like we're playing Kingdom Hearts and we're in.
Maybe something will come out once we make the accusation. We're not killing anyone, Nevik.
Okay, Dad.
What's going on here? What are we
What the
making
fuck?
accusations? We're gonna go back to Lord Therival and say some crazy shit to him?
Well, no, we're gonna go to Lord Terrible and ask for a council meeting.
And in the line
To convene the council.
And then we're gonna
I'm
get
gonna
everybody together and say this. We're gonna accuse somebody because I want the. I remember.
Yeah,
I want
that's
the, I want
exactly
the,
what's gonna
I want the
happen.
who done it, what with
Yeah.
it,
Lord Heaven was the orange plant and the wine barrel.
how, where, right?
I mean, I don't got that, man. I don't. I can't. I'd say it's beyond speculation at this point.
You've
We're
got-
underwater. I can't get DNA evidence underwater.
You know where, right? And we know how.
That's easy. They did with the poison.
Right.
Well, we know
Who done it?
precisely what kind of poison and all that sort of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
And I guess the
Barabin done
why.
it.
I guess the
Because
why
he's the
is
body
because I
snatcher,
suspect him to
danger
be
guy.
to have been body snatched. Yeah.
all right. So I mean, I'll put up a poll and we will just vote this shit. All right. So give me a second.
Rabble, 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 rabble. Come on, guys. You got to pitch in. We've got to be the council members right now after we've made this accusation. Rabble, rabble,
Oh yeah,
rabble,
no,
rabble,
I
rabble.
haven't, we haven't. We haven't got that far. I'm just typing out who y'all think did it. That's the poll question. Yeah.
I took my job.
Must be very careful.
Dude. Who done it?
We're probably
Wait a
wrong,
minute.
and we're probably condemning a poor guy who's just like suffering from a lot of grief to
Also, yeah,
some sort
I'm
of
gonna let you know
prison
that
time.
I'm gonna. What is that? Oh, you guys literally
Why
said
did
you
I have
think
to do such elf names? Jesus, Adam. Anyway.
you said he was the body snatcher, so I need to stab him, right, to reveal his true self.
No.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
So, who you guys vote amongst yourself, and whoever gets the most votes is, I'm going to be assuming who you're accusing is who done it.
You were really like buzzed out, like we couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, sorry. Weird.
Not
can hear me
you.
now? Oh.
Not you, JB.
So I'm accusing this guy of being a soup dumpling.
A soup dumpling.
All right, so y'all are definitely going to go there and accuse Erevan. All right.
Or wait up.
Well, the
No,
most
sorry.
votes. It's the most votes, man.
And then
Yeah.
there's also another one for which was the younger
It's
one.
not
That one.
This isn't the matter counter of who Nevik wants to stab. It's a matter of who you guys think you want to accuse of poisoning the council members.
I'm in the council of people here that we're talking. I'm accusing a bunch of people.
I mean, yeah.
Nevix is going off. Nevix accusing every single one of them, just
Yeah,
like,
it's-
it was you,
Free
and
to-
you, and you've all been body snatched.
Yeah, you're free to do that as you please.